So, few ladies and a lot of gentlemen out there, a warm welcome to you. So, this is the fifth edition of Samurai Awards, honoring India's top movers and makers in the manufacturing and supply chain sector. Let's celebrate the excellence and innovation with two insightful panel discussions leading up to much anticipated award ceremony tonight. So, may I please request very young, dynamic Miss Preeti Mishra, MD, Mesh Mix Media. And it's really amazing to see young women coming up and, taking the light ahead. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to the fifth edition of Industry Samurai Awards 2024. At Samurai Awards, as we all know, is an initiative to, you can say, we celebrate excellence of manufacturing and supply chain industry over here. Regarding just few days back, we completed our we completed a series of webinars where we spoke about topics related to India's Manufacturing Vision 2024, then women in manufacturing, then opportunities and challenges of EV industry, aerospace industry, and supply chain industry. Today, I would like to take the opportunity to thank our jury members who are there with us for the first time. Thank you, jury. To name them, Dr. Rakesh Sinha, Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, Dr. Ruchi Agarwal, Dr. Ranjit Patil, Dr. Ganesh Kakandekar, and Professor Devmalya Chatterjee. We are fortunate to have you all here today with us. Thank you for coming. I would like to speak about my sponsors. Especially Mapos India, who is the main sponsor, our quality partner over here. Thank you, Luca, for supporting us. We have Laser Partner, Laser Technologies. We have Valgro India as our metal finishing partner. And our association partner, IMS Foundation, Laghu Udyog Bharati. Thank you all for the support and initiative you have taken to make this event happen here in Goa. Now, I would like to also appreciate our panelists, our moderators, our speakers, and our audience who have been with us virtually and in person. Thank you all for being a part of our journey. I would also like to appreciate and convey my regards to the team of Belgavi who are here with us today. Thank you for your presence, sir. Thank you for coming all the way from Belagavi. And I would also like to acknowledge someone very important to us who has always supported us and helped us promote this event globally. From Japan to UAE and beyond, Mr. Uday Narang from Omega Seiki Mobility. Thank you, Uday-san, for all the efforts and all the support you have given us time to time. And last but not the least, I would like to appreciate my colleague Dinesh Mishra. You all know him personally. He put such great efforts to make each and every initiative of Meshmix Media a huge success. Thank you, Dinesh. We will begin with the sessions now. Thank you all for being here. Happy evening and happy networking. Thank you.
थँक्यू पूजा तू किती छान बोलतेस असं कसं म्हणू मी खूपच छान प्रीती या थँक्यू प्रीती तू खरंच खूप छान बोलतेस अँड वी रिअली वुड लव टू सी लॉट ऑफ वुमन टेकिंग पार्ट इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन्स दॅट हॅपन्स सो थँक्यू सो मच So it's time now. We have already started late, so without taking much time, I know fun time is waiting at the back of the mind. So after this address, may I please now invite Mr. Uday Narangji, Chairman and Founder, Omega Seiki Mobility, to deliver the keynote of the evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Really, it's great to be here. Obviously, Samurai Awards 2024. It's been something that at least I'm looking forward to. Great to see, all of you here. I want to say a special thanks to the jury for putting in all the efforts, tonight. But clearly, a great location. I just flew in from Dubai early this morning, but I'll tell you what, it looks great. I haven't been here before, but it looks really fantastic. Honestly, it has been a great year again for manufacturing in this country. We are seeing India, for me at least, wherever I travel across the globe, I really see India on the march. You are seeing, this country not just, to be talked about as, the third largest economy in the world. But, if you look at what's going on the equity markets, we're definitely headed. We have a little bit of a down move, but, long term, I see everything, markets going much, much higher. The real key to all of this has to be manufacturing. And manufacturing has to play a very, very significant role. AI, robotics. And what is most important is quality. Quality has to be, if we want to compete with all the international players, if we want to be ahead of China or Vietnam or other locations, quality has to be something that has to be on everybody's mind. I think that, we have an opportunity in this country to really, over the next decade, to make, I'm going to steal it from Trump, but, to make India great again. I think India was great, but I think we have an opportunity to really make, our country proud. I mean, we have the men and women, and I absolutely second it. If we don't, 48% of the population of this country is Nari Shakti, and if we're not going to take the Nari Shakti along, there's no chance we're going to get where we're talking about. And I think, if at the space agency we've got women, and I'll tell you what, I think at least in my organization, the women work much, much better and are more productive than any of the guys. And I'm not just talking about only at the corporate level, at the plant level. What we have noticed is the productivity of women is much. The guys are all got their minds all over the place, but the women are absolutely focused. And so I think it's extremely, extremely important that we take along. We don't take along; they take us along on this journey to be, a great economy. I think that manufacturing, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is, taking, manufacturing 4.0, whether we use, technology to help and build better products here. I think the opportunity that we have for manufacturing in this country is, I think it's just a chance of a lifetime. And I want all of you to be, I think to be part of this journey, we can only achieve all of this success for this country if we are all together, focused on manufacturing and a better quality and a future India. I think that, there are many of you who are involved all across this country in manufacturing. And I think this is where I see a very, very exciting time for our nation. The Samurai Awards, is a testament to, giving, to all of those who have contributed to manufacturing. And I think, I hope every one of you, for me, every one of you is an award winner, everyone who has been in this journey to make this country better. So I think if any of you didn't win the awards, I still would say you're a winner in my book, because I think together, working as a one unit, we can get, to a much, further place than we are today. I think also, really, my friend Marpos, my friends at Marpos and Lucasan have, really been pushing, for quality and for systems. And I think, I really appreciate and thank you for being always putting manufacturing ahead. That takes a lot of leadership, Lucasan, and I from far away been watching all the time, and I really appreciate that. And I think, you are taking, a leadership role in this nation, to bring that change and to have that vision. Again, very much appreciated. I'm a big fan of Dinesh-san and the team, Meshmix. They work tirelessly. There's some real people here, and I think that a big thank you to them for putting this event and in such a great location. And I want all of you to really help. Us, I would say us means India, to be, one of the great superpowers it can be. I've had, I don't want to give too many speeches. I think, you want to hear more about, at the panel and more on the awards. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for being here. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
That's absolutely fantastic and very insightful. But I must say that every woman who is present here, Narang sir has taken a bit of their heart by appreciating them. So thank you very much. So now we say a lot of problems can be solved just by discussing them, and hope our country knows it very soon. So now may I please request for the panel discussion, and our topic is Driving the Future, the Rise of Smart Manufacturing. Our moderator is Dr. Ranjit Patil, Head Department of ME BITS Pilani, Goa Campus. Welcome, sir. Our panelists are Mr. Uday Narang, Chairman and Founder, Omega Seiki Mobility; Dr. Sachin Sabnis, MD, Belgium Forecast India Private Limited; Mr. Amit Kapoor, Chairman and MD, IOTA Group; Dr. Ganesh Kakandikar, Associate Dean, MIT World Peace University. So we eagerly wait to listen to the most brilliant minds here. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, good evening. I mean, we have to now go ahead with this particular, the panel discussion. So I am Professor Patil, Ranjit Patil from BITS Pilani here from Goa. Before to start this session, you know that we are talking about especially for the manufacturing industries, and then how we are going and ahead towards the industry 4.0 with implementing all these conventional technology alongside with this the artificial intelligence, and then machine learning, and then 5G, 6G, cyber security and digital twin, and all this together, the making the industries more, the modernized industry. So likewise, we are talking about the manufacturing industries. In the same way, we are working here in Goa on one of the projects. We are working on the all Indian ports to modernize them using the all these techniques like artificial intelligence, machine learning, digital twin, and then all these cyber security and 5G and the 6G network. So the industry 4.0 has entered in, and all the sectors like port sectors, and then of course in the manufacturing sectors. So I'm taking this, discussion on the industry 4.0 with some questions to the experts over here. So I have a few questions, and then with that, and of course you people also can have, some questions if you have in your mind. So let's start the discussion. So the first question from my side, that how can the small and medium-sized enterprises effectively adopt the industry 4.0 technologies with limited resources?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. My name is Amit Kapoor, and I'm representing IOTA Group out here. And we are into nanotechnology. Before I start with the discussion, I would just like to take a minute, because I see a lot of academia out here, people like you, Dr. Nikhil is there. And everybody was appreciated, but I would like to appreciate you guys, because you take all the effort to make industry-ready engineers. So big thanks to the academia present out here. It's because of you that we guys and the next future generation which will be coming and joining the industry. So major, I think credit goes to you guys. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Dr. Nikhil, and all the academia team out here. So, very nice question. I belong to a SME. I had built a business, sold it way back in 2022 to an American multinational. Starting fresh now on a fresh journey as a fresh startup. But yes, there are a lot of challenges if you see from a SME perspective. There's always a shortage of funds. But still, we try to do our level best and we try to incorporate as many latest practices as we can to increase the productivity on the shop floor. The biggest challenge, of course, is changing the mindset of the people. And because as any human being, they are resistant to change. So if process is set, if a machine sequence is set, it is very difficult to convince a worker or supervisor to make changes and incorporate changes at the shop floor level. But yes, things can be done if you are determined. You can always take small baby little steps. So we can always initiate small projects instead of implementing a huge project. That is all the more important because we do have financial restraints at a small industry level. And I think these two are the most important things. And then, of course, goes along that you need to review your IT network, you need to review your um, okay, yeah, better. So you need to review all your infrastructure and what are the requirements. So I think if you can start with small little baby steps, it is easy to implement projects at a SME level as well.
So I have one another question in mind coming, because when I visited the JNPA port in Mumbai, and I have visited. The JNPA has given the some companies are working under the in JNPA port, like Dubai, Dubai World. I just forgot the exact the name. DP World. So I have seen that they have bought some sort of atomization. I mean, they have implementing all these technologies, but somewhere I felt that people really don't want to learn the things like what you said, and they are somewhere filling then the job insecurity. So is this true, like that this technology is bringing to the industries, as definitely they are helping us to bring the the good quality product and saving the time and improving the efficiency, but at other side, like country in India where the the people are looking for the jobs, and then where this kind of bringing the technologies, we are somewhere creating the other sort of problem. So
Yes, sir, it's true. You see, like I told you, human beings are very resistant to change. We have a very tricky mind. And sometimes, it goes beyond imagination. Like you said, if you bring technology to the shop floor, the first point which comes to a worker or supervisor's mind is, do I lose my job because of this technology? You bring smart robots, you bring cobots. The first thing which comes to a helper's mind is he replacing me? But they have to understand, and we need to make them understand that we have to grow as a team. They are an important member of the team. It is not their replacement because ultimately, I seriously feel nobody can replace human beings. You need people, and of course, there are companies I've seen all around the world, like countries like Japan, where you have big industries manufacturing CNC machines with only 4 people running the entire plant, rest is all robots. But those 4 people are also required.
okay.
We need to, take it as a project, talk to all the stakeholders involved. In our case, it may be the suppliers, the vendors, the people who are on the shop floor, and maybe the customers as well, because everybody is ultimately involved in some way or the other. Take them into confidence and then take small baby steps. And I don't think it's a problem. So if everything is planned before, then everything can be solved. But yes, challenges are always there.
Yeah. So, we will go with next question. What are the initial steps for a traditional manufacturing plant to transition into the smart factory?
I should give everybody else a chance.
Well, as good evening everyone, and as already mentioned, the basic challenge for a small factory to convert, or the traditional plant to get converted into a smart factory, is first the resistance from the people who are working out there. Usually, traditional factories, we should understand one thing. In India, when we speak about MSMEs, more than 99% of them are in micro and small category, and only maybe 0.5% of them are in the medium scale industry. So resources is always a constraint. There are a lot of legacy machines, legacy processes that go on. So there, that resistance to change is one of the biggest constraint. I own a medium scale industry, and we have been trying to go with the IoT because we strongly believe it is the fourth industrial revolution that is taking place. And if we are not part of it, as Narangji has already mentioned, if you have to be competitive globally, your productivity, your process optimization, as well as the quality play a very important role. And in that, IoT is, or implementation of IoT, there might be multiple things. When I say Internet of Things, it might include IoT, it might include robotics, it might include AR, VR, so many things. So basically the challenge would be in a traditional factory is the mindset of people working out there, and maybe the focus of the person who is managing it. If he strongly believes that this is going to be the way forward, it is easier to implement. We have been trying to do it for last couple of years. We have been successful in some of the things. In some of the things, I find it very challenging to implement the same thing. But a strong focus would be, I think, can get the work done for you.
Thank you, sir. So my next question is, how can the data analytics and the artificial intelligence may be leveraged to enhance the production efficiency and decision making?
I think, see, with Industry 4.0, when we converted to a lot of digital technologies, they have given us a lot of upper hands. Even I would like to answer, add to the answer given by sir. We should understand that conversion of a traditional factory, to a digital factory should be an incremental process. And what I see is the first answer is automation. We should start with automation, because that automation will give you a lot of upper hands to go for first increasing the efficiency, productivity, and letting the downtime less. That will really raise your bar with quality, because a lot of issues that what we got with human factor will always be there. It was there and it would be there always, So I think to start with automation and then putting on all other technologies like IIoT, then going towards robotics, AR, VR, or maybe AGVs, should be step-by-step procedure, So it won't be a one night affair. We'll have to go step by step, that I feel. And if you see, AI is doing a greater role basically to start with product design, because what we need right now to manufacture something which really customer wants. And unfortunately right now customer is not loyal, they are changing continuously brands. If you see the example of simple mobile phones, we have never repeated, unfortunately. So the trend what is going on right now within the customer, if you want to understand, which is a huge data, and it lies at different locations. It's not only through surveys or through marketing teams, now it is on social medias, a lot of other platforms. If you see hospitality industry, they are struggling a lot to collect this data. So I think AI will help us to collect all this data, to analyze it, and to generate a trend and give us input what exactly the customer wants and how that change will even go. Because by the time I design, manufacture, and distribute, might be possible that there would be certain changes that can occur, and considering that future also. So I think at the initial stage of brainstorming, when we generate a lot of solutions as a product design, AI can help a better. And now when we are working with a lot of softwares and design, to generate the designs, to analyze them, to simulate them, to understand structural integrity, thermal integrity, and so other parts, lot of automation in all these CAE process is also possible by using the AI and other techniques. And I think the keyword for today's business, we are having business leaders, is the data. Every minute decision is taken based on database and data points. So I think if you have data and if your humans are taking decision, probably AI can give you a better insight wherein you can add your knowledge base and take better decisions.
Yeah, so my next question about the additive manufacturing. So can you just add the few lines, the additive manufacturing, how it's taking its shape, or the conventional manufacturing procedures, and then challenges associated with the additive manufacturing?
See, with additive, we have removed the conceptual understanding of scraps and reworks, because it's an additive manufacturing. Subtractive we have forgotten, the day will come we'll forget. Right now we have still challenges in developing additive manufacturing as far as it's concerned with metal manufacturing, but a lot of efforts are going on to increase the efficiency. But I think with additive manufacturing we can go for complex manufacturing, and the necessity of a typical type of manufacturing processes, systems or a plant layout will be removed as we shift from traditional machining processes to additive manufacturing, because then that will leverage and that will give an added capability that whatever you want to manufacture with a metal you can do it on a one machine, and whatever sort of complexity which was not possible with traditional material removal processes, and the quality, the highest quality that what we'd like to have, no doubt we will have to depend certainly to a smaller extent on secondary processes like super finishing and all, as the requirement would be, but additive will definitely change the entire manufacturing sector in coming days, but I think we will have to wait for some time.
Yeah, but if I have heard about the 3D printers, the people are talking more about the 3D printers nowadays. They are very the environmental friendly and many, but it has some limitations. Do you think in larger scale production and all that?
Obviously, now see, we are not talking about 3D printers, we are talking about 4D, 5D printers. We have increased the capabilities, we can work in 5 axis right now. The problem is the speed with by which manufacturing is being done. Right now, the major challenge in additive is the speed and where we are working actually. Though we are now handling a lot of materials in different forms, starting with powders, liquids, everything, wires, a combination of materials, creation of, alloys, composites, everything we have done it, but the major challenge right now is the time required to manufacture a component. So still, if you consider for metal manufacturing, at least we are considering as a rapid prototyping only. It will take some time, to improvise the machines which can manufacture with the speed with which the presses are doing. It will take some time.
So Naranji, the next question for you. What are the barriers to full-scale implementation of the smart manufacturing, and how can they be overcome?
I think first of all, I think it's really, really important to understand, and as you said, sir, this is I would have said that every MSME, SME is going to go through a financial, the capabilities. I mean, this is not, we're not in an environment where huge amounts of capital will always be available for growth of your company. And when we compare ourselves to China or somebody else, I think it's very difficult because the government support is very different there on an SME or an MSME level. But I think that for me, always in life, there is no, there are no difficulties. There are only solutions. You got to find the best solution. And I think, we at, in India have been very, very good at it. I think the problems facing in terms of better technology, worker training, making sure that our quality is world class. I mean, let's be honest. iPhones are made here now, and everybody's proud of that, right? So, I mean, there are solutions to this. I think the way to one of this problem is alliance. Work in alliance. We have one of the largest markets in the world. That's in our advantage. We have a growing economy. We have, the Europeans, the Americans, the Koreans, the Japanese, the Chinese want to be in here too. We just don't give them the visas. I mean, that's a separate story. But what I want to say is that we have the market, we have the opportunity, align. In my view, the way I look at it, build companies with alliances that want market here, use the market, access that every one of you have, and align forces not only internationally but internally too. I think those days of competition of anybody can buy anything, can do, can tear it down and copy it. I mean, you look at Elon, right? He says, I'm going open source, copy all you want, and I'll build a better product. And I think that's the mentality we have to get. But I also understand the reality of, sir, what you talked about, the fuel. Fuel is money, right? Because that much only MSC and SMEs can be doing. I think there are programs, but I cannot expect everything from the government, right? Modi ji ain't going to clean this country. We're going to clean it ourselves, right? Let's be honest about that. I think that more and more entrepreneurs are taking that market approach. One thing that has changed, I was on Wall Street for 25 years, the equity market, whether it's the SME and the MSMEs, so if you need capital, if you've got a good business, you can go there. That wasn't there 10, 15 years ago. So that has also changed. So for me, in terms of capital, in terms of technology, in terms of growth, and you need scale. Okay, if you're going to, I'll be honest with you, you won't get efficiency until you get scale. I keep coming back. Why are the Chinese been so successful? They do it in scale. And they do it not just scale, but the quality. All right. So I think we have to think, in terms of technology, in terms of younger people, in terms of the workforce. We have one of the largest, youngest population on the planet. The Chinese are getting older and older. 20 years from now. I mean, Japan, everybody's already 75 plus anyway, right? And this is happening in Korea and all across the globe. So we've got to use these trends against our against sort of the shortcomings we have, build alliances, work together, and I honestly don't give up. And don't be, I'll be honestly saying, failure se daro mat. Usse kuch nahi hota. You learn from failures, right? I think in our culture, failure is considered wrong. I think failure is the best learner, right? I mean, if you look at any success story, it comes from failure. And so I think it doesn't mean or anybody has to be a failure, but develop. If you have small funds, do R&D, continually do Gemba, work on better products together, work, align, focus on your quality. And you know what? You build a village, I say. Don't just work in a silo. And so for all the problems that I see an opportunity. And the opportunity is we have got a huge amount of demand for everything. We've got a lot of young people. We've got a lot of smart people. I want in this country, Satya Nadellas and Sundar Pichais and all of these other people shouldn't be going to America. They should be building the companies here. They should be employing. And I'm giving guys, there's many, there are many women that have built companies. And so I think you have to have a very open mind. You've got to look at, and don't give up. कभी एक बार गिर भी गए तो उठ जाना. That's the only thing I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very well answered. Thank you, sir. So the next question again for you, sir. So it's about how does the integration of the AI and the machine learning, AI ML, in manufacturing impact the product innovation and the customization?
Look, I think, change with the time, or time will change you. I mean, AI, IoT, all of these new, and we're talking about, you were talking about 3D printers, you're talking about 4G, 5G. I think technology is, I don't think AI will take jobs. I think what is important is retraining. आप मुझे बोल रहे थे, there was a line guy and then there was a supervisor. If the line guy and the supervisor was showed, if you could run 6 machines, maybe your earnings would go up. If you would do a better training program and I think we focus, and I've got nothing against universities, but I'll tell you what, technical training programs, they're also, I mean, if you look at Deutschland, I mean, technical programs are just as good as universities. I don't don't say it doesn't mean don't go to universities. All the academics are going to be on my case soon. But what I was going to say is technical programs, having those and continually upskilling. See, upskilling of our force is extremely important. And I think if you give an employee, if you give a man or a woman in your company that opportunity, that vision, I think AI, all of the new manufacturing 4.0, all these new technology, don't take it negatively. I think you cannot, for me, if you shut your eyes, it's a Mack truck coming to hit you. So I think, or a rabbit with the headlights, we have to continually look forward, take short-term pain for a long-term gain. And I think more and more of public-private partnerships on training with universities, with technical programs, and artificial intelligence, and all of these new can be our friends. And I think the key part is we have an educated young force, speaks English, understands technology, and I think I would say all of you, I think your kids think very differently than you. Right? Their consumption patterns are very different. Their way of thought process is very different. And I think AI and any new pro technology or anything that comes in terms of manufacturing, we have to adapt. And associations need to be made. Look, Rome wasn't built in one day. And I know in India we want to build Rome every day. So, but we have achieved. I mean, think about what has happened in the last decade. And I think, if you see the growth, if you look at the per capita GDP, if you look at everything if you look at infrastructure, बहुत improvement हुई है. So I don't know whether you want to look at a glass half full or half empty. For me, honestly, I don't think, I tell all my European friends, I tell all my American friends, I tell all my Japanese, there is not a place to invest in the world than here. There will be partnerships, there will be some problems, but there are problems everywhere. But I think new technology, the experiences that international players have, how do we use them to make it better and to adapt to Indian conditions? Cost sensitivity will always be there, all right? This is a very, very price-sensitive market. But exports, is a big, big agenda. I would still say we are, in terms of manufacturing exports, if you compare ourselves to the others, I think we are far behind. And I think we need introspection. And I just don't think, I'll be honest, and I'm answering a little bit, away also, I don't think always asking Modi ji to fix everything is not possible. And I think until and I would say, before you ask Modi ji what he has done for the country, you should look at yourself and say, what have you done for the country apart from asking everything? Thank you.
Yeah, so with next question, Dr. Sachin, I request you to. So on this question, what role to do by digital twins to play in predictive maintenance, and how do they contribute to reducing the downtime?
Yeah, maintenance is another very important part of the day-to-day activity, and especially a lot of micro and small industries suffer a lot with the maintenance issues. And as it is already been said, the implementation of IoT, it need not be that you invest huge amount of money into it, because one of the challenges we spoke about, or barriers, what you were asking, sir, was maybe initial investment cost might be something for someone to say that it is costing so much, so I'm not doing enough. But maybe installing even small sensors, which might hardly cost you anything, can give you a huge data regarding your maintenance. See, earlier it was more of maybe a preventive maintenance, but with use of IoTs, you can go with more of predictive maintenance, and I would also say a prescriptive maintenance, where the machine itself might prescribe. To give you an example, in my company, when we had some issues with some of the motors that were installed and were continuously getting overloaded or heated or burnt, we installed ordinary sensors there just to note down the amp reading of the motors and give it back to the system, or put it on the maintenance guy's phone, maybe a small open source app where he can just check at that. So whenever he is to see that the amp reading is going up, he knows that there is something going wrong with the machine. So that is also a very small thing that a micro and small industry can do. So from moving from a preventive to more of predictive and a prescriptive maintenance is one thing you can achieve with IoT. And I honestly has seen it in my factory that it doesn't need a big investment as such. So the machines can give a lot of information. If you start tracking them, we spoke about the data. One thing I would like to say that our industries, we generate loads of data. If you see a small industry, they are so much involved, or every person is involved in generating so much of data. Maybe it's on the paper, or maybe it's in the Excel sheet, or maybe into some other format. But we are not doing the analytics. We don't have the system of analyzing that data. If we are able to do the analysis, if we are having a proper analytics, we can do multiple things, huge number of things. And one of the things that restricts most of the people, you asked Naranji about the barriers. That this is the thing, because the barrier is, a lot of time people feel that IoT is going to take their job. I feel that if you are able to convince them that it's a win-win situation, their performance is going to go up, their productivity is going to go up, the customer satisfaction level is going to be achieved, and that's going to create an environment of a good feeling in the company. Every person needs to be made to feel that he's going to benefit out of it.
Education is required.
Absolutely, the upskilling of the employees is needed. If you want to implement IoT, first thing is you need to take your people into confidence. If you can take them into confidence and able to tell them, it is surely going to help. And less of downtime with the maintenance, as you said. Naturally, your productivity is going to go up. Your maintenance cost is going to come down. You're going to take the action on things or machines before it breaks down and creates some problems for you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So my next question to Mr. Amit Kapoor ji. So I have a question on how can manufacturers ensure data privacy and the cybersecurity while implementing the interconnected systems?
I'm not an expert at data management, but I very strongly feel that all the security measures which are generally required, even when we use an ordinary laptop, we have an antivirus, things like that. So that kind of data management systems would definitely be required, because some data may be very critical to the organization. You don't want to leak it. You don't want it to leak out. It may be related to your customer or consumer preferences or some analysis. Some data may be related to manufacturing. So definitely, and now we have, most of the things are there on the cloud. We have huge data centers. We can definitely make use of those types of facilities which are there. Most of even the softwares now we use are basically cloud-based, whether it is accounting, whether it is ERP, whether it is related to manufacturing, special softwares are there. So data management, of course, is critical, and data security is critical. But I would like to add one more perspective to this discussion. I was just about 2 months back, I was there at a 3D manufacturing forum. We were having a panel discussion. And since most of the people, I believe, are here from the industry and especially from the manufacturing sector, so one guy just, raised his hand and he said, sir, we started with conventional machines. We used to have the lathe, the drill, the shaper. That is how we started our journey in manufacturing. And then we switched over to NC-based machines, numerically controlled machines. So a lathe machine with a numerically controlled system for the slide. And then came the time of CNCs. So we started with 3-axis CNCs. Then we switched over to 5-axis CNCs. Then we had CNCs with, additive manufacturing facilities like welding. 5-axis machines with welding facilities built in. And now additive. So does that mean that we have to shift to additive? So I said, no. It is ultimately the demand of the process, the component. One component, a press may be the best thing to make it. You don't have to shift to additive manufacturing. These are all tools to help you in your in enhancing your productivity, making things easier. There may be very complex parts which is very difficult to make even on a 5-axis CNC. For those types of components, you can use additive manufacturing. We were just discussing, can you do mass scale operation in additive manufacturing? Yes, we can do mass scale operation as well, if the value of the component justifies it. So ultimately, it is the value. What is the value being created? What are the machining sequences involved? all that, is very important to select what is the machining method we have to go in for. So like we have a very state-of-the-art factory. I'm very proud of it. We have state-of-the-art additive manufacturing facilities. We have state-of-the-art 3-axis and 5-axis CNC machines. But we also have a lathe machine. We also have a conventional drill machine because there are operations where I can't do without them. I also have a conventional bandsaw. So ultimately, these are all tools to help you. Whether it is AI, whether it is ML, whether it is additive, whether it is, different management tools like Lean, 5S, Kaizen, whatever you say, it is ultimately the requirement of the component or the process on which you need to take a call. What is the most optimum method to produce this component, to do this operation most efficiently? That is what decides, ultimately what technology to adopt. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the next question to Professor Ganesh. So this is a question regarding the, for the academics or the kind of future research. You know that the way what we studied way back in 30 years before in manufacturing engineering was quite conventional. Like we are all talking on this platform about the AI and ML and all these things. So more electronics kind of the things is we have to bring our kind of a computer engineering to the mechanical engineering, and then we have to go ahead, and really it requires some sort of the change in the curriculum, and then train the young minds for the next industries. So what the academics are doing on that front, and about the research what they are conducting. So
We already started doing that. Mechanical engineering is now 60%, 40% is electronics, electrical, and computer engineering. Because whenever you want to make a product, as a mechanical engineer or production engineer, if you want to make it smart, I must understand electronics and electrical. I must understand sensors. Without that, my product cannot be, smart. So we already have made it. And I think the way we are progressing right now, maybe down the line after 10 years, we will move on to streamless engineering, what I feel. So there would not be anyone who is mechanical engineer or electronics engineer. You just have a basket system. You pick up your own subjects, make a basket, study wherever your interest goes, and accordingly work in the industry. Because then again, you will always have that upper hand, what to select and what not to select. Still, I'm teaching 60% mechanical engineering. 5 years down the line, we were teaching 90% mechanical engineering. These couple of years with pandemic and all other made us to think of on a lot of addition of electronics, electrical subjects, VLSI, and the other things, IoT, robotics, automation, everything added into the curriculum. And now core mechanical engineering 60, and it will go on. So I think somewhere down the line, even the electrical engineers now coming and doing specialization into robotics if they want to work. They're learning more sort of electrical control systems which are required for robotics, We'll need specialized people for robotics when they work in healthcare sector. That's going to be a huge market coming in India, where we'll have an implementation of robotics in healthcare sector, because that would be only probable one solution for India, for our healthcare systems as a country, as a big country and as a diverse country. So we need people there also. So I think academia has started the move right time. And now I hardly say we are, lagging behind with industry. We are, matching shoulders with the industry. Our students are working on very latest projects on all across fields, and again moving beyond the streams. It's not like mechanical engineering, you have to manufacture something, you have to make something and that would be your project. It's not like that. People are working, interdisciplinary. I think that is what we missed for couple of years. At our times also, we were having this compartment systems, and now we have moved on from compartment systems. The children today work and they learn in a very interdisciplinary manner. And I think that will change the situation and scenario.
thank you, Dr. Ganesh.
Just two important things I want to add. Yesterday I was interacting with a lady from US. She was an astrobiologist. And I was like, what is this? Like he said, specialized engineerings are there now. So she specializes in space farming. So that's what an astrobiologist do. I also happen to be an adjunct faculty at MIT, and I'm a member of the industry advisory committee and the course committee. So your question is very right, and it's very challenging to design the courses now. What the academia started with was they started introducing these subjects as electives initially. That was about 8 to 10 years back. So we used to have electives, like for mechanical engineering students, a Python language, which will introduce them to computer science, or AI, ML, because these are not hardcore mechanical subjects. You are from mechanical engineering, you know it very well. So they were introduced initially as electives, but now, like Dr. Saab exactly said, mechanical engineering is hardly 50 to 60%. About 40 to 50% now is electrical, computers, because, when you, as an engineer, when you come out of the industry, you can't say, I am a mechanical engineer, give me mechanical jobs. You have to do everything. You are supposed to, understand the electrical part, the programming part, the AI, ML. The challenge is getting industry-ready engineers out. That is a big challenge. And the courses are being designed accordingly.
Just to share my views on this, basically I feel that the academia and the industry, when it comes to IoT 4.0, there is a huge opportunity for the academia to be part or to align with the industry, and specifically MSME industries. Because as we already spoke, the challenges for MSME industries might be the initial cost or getting some already existing IoT product and try to implement it in a very small setup. But if the academia can get involved with them and would be able to generate low-key products which will take them on, it's a journey, it's a continuous journey. It's not that you can buy some product and tomorrow my company is a smart manufacturing place. You cannot say that, but you can go step by step. And I see a huge opportunity for the students to be or to align with the industry and be part of this IoT 4.0 revolution.
I feel industry is open, for all these implementations, you can come down to universities, give chances to the students when you are trying out new things, because, these better minds, as per Darwin's law, they are very talented than all of us, obviously new generation, and that is a Gen Z. They work in a different fashion. You need, something to understand them, but they are really brilliant ideas. I'll tell you an example. We were working with Kalyani Defense and Guru Prasad ji, who is managing director. He came one day and he said, Ganesh, I want 8 to 10 talented students on my shop floor. I said, sir, what is the exact work? He said, there is no work. I'll do something, experimentation. I said, okay. I picked up some toppers and I asked them to visit Kalyani, and they were just moving on shop floor for 8 to 10 days. A laptop was given to them, net was given to them. And Guru Prasad ji said to them, just observe what is going on wrong, you feel like. And on the last day he called me, Ganesh, I got 55 problems which we were looking for. Unfortunately, as we see every day, we could not pick up them. And your children have given me 55 problems on my operational aspects. So that is the thing where industry academia is working right now in more association. We are in Pune, based in dominated mechanical industry, IT also, VLSI hub also. We continuously work with all sorts of industries on lot of projects. And Naranji said, time will, teach us. If you don't change with time, time will change us. I'll tell you an interesting story. Most of the engineering students left out biology because they want to do PCM and come to engineering. And now in first year of engineering, they are learning biology. Isn't it? The time has told us to do that. And trust me, the biology that I am teaching to my mechanical engineering students is very different. We teach them tissues, pressures, forces, materials, dentistry, the implants, materials, and that is far different from that is taught to computer engineering related to bioinformatics and all other things. So we have moved on, and I think the time will help us to do that.
I don't know, the lady over there wants to close this up. I think people are more interested in drinks and dinner probably than basically listening to us. And Luca, it's already 7 o'clock almost, so in Italy we must be heading out for drinks now. But what I want to say is absolutely all of you have hit the nail on the head. University, the Gen Z, up to Gen Z se bhi aage badh gaye hain, sir. I don't even know what gen it is, but if you see me on the weekends, I don't dress like this. I dress like a very different way to relate to them. They want to work on their own time. They want their own way of working. You can't clock in, clock them out, not like when we were. And I think, but industry and universities, we've got to work together. I'll be honest, I'm coming from the EV industry, BMS, battery technology. We don't have enough people. I'll tell you what we have decided at OSM. I've decided, forget all these experienced people, because we hire them, they work for a year, they go to Ola. From Ola, they go to somewhere else. They go for somewhere else. They're just raising their salaries every year. I have nothing with that. But you pick students, and I'll be honest with you, it's not only IIT. And it's not only BITS Pilani. I've got nothing. There are university students who are at tier 2, 3, 4 cities who are so bright. They want to be left. And I think I learned two things. And I learned from these young men and women, right? Is let them do what they want. If they fail, don't look them down. Give them that confidence that if you have a failure, learn from it and build something new. If you create that environment, they will stay with you longer. You don't need to chase continuously this spiraling salary increase that experienced people. I'm not saying that we haven't got them, but we are clearly focused on working. We have plants all across the country, and the Omega Group has about 17, 18 plants across. So I am continually focusing on that, and I really think, if this country needs to be what we want to be, I think, and I want to say one thing. I think you guys are more important to me than those actors on Bollywood, or any of those cricketers. They're a useless bunch of people. But the value that you guys, as education leaders, bring and teachers bring to this country, I think our value system needs to change. And I think those are all this Bollywood is out there, right? It's fine. But what you add, to me, you guys are the real Ranveer Kapoors and the real actors of this country, or the Virat Kohlis. And I think that is most important. I really want to take this opportunity to thank, all of you from the academia. That is going to change this country. And I think, thanks again. I think everybody needs to applaud that.
Check. Narans, I want this to be continued for the entire night, but I have some timelines and that I have to follow. But yeah, may I please request Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, MD and founder of Laser Technologies, to honor our speakers with the citations. And till the time we have the citation ceremony, few things that I have noted. Failure is the first step to success. We have always heard that. But we always say you have to rise from your failure. Just like, we forget to thank our critic, because they are the one who tells us what is missing, and then we work on. Failures, I think, do the same thing with us. So we can come with the citations. Yeah, so kind of you, I don't need to even ask for the applauses. Thank you. So from this session, I think we have taken so many of, insights. People travel the world and they bring the experiences with them. And there's always a saying, we say, when you are the only person who is intelligent in the room, then you are in the wrong place. But today we are absolutely on the right platform with the right people who have the right set of mind and can change the scenario of our country. Thank you so much to all our panelists. You guys have been really phenomenal and fantastic, and we know that our country is changing. And one thing that Sir has said that we need to take the ownership of what we do and shouldn't rely on the authorities always. Okay, as we take a pause, we say curriculum is always difficult because every 6 months there is a new technology that comes in. But I think we have the best heads and the minds. They will definitely set a curriculum that will change the dynamics of our country. So thank you so much to each and every person, and without taking much time, we'll start with the second discussion that we have. But before we begin our next panel discussion, let's hear a quick overview of Indian metal finishing industry from Dr. Arvind Patel, founder of Valgro India.
गुड इवनिंग। स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं बताऊंगा कि आज मुझे मेटल फिनिशिंग पार्टनर के तौर पे रिकॉग्नाइज किया जाता है। व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय बिजनेस इन 1991 एंड प्रमोटिंग सरफेस कंडीशनिंग प्रोडक्ट इन इंडस्ट्रीज, ऑन दैट टाइम माय आइडेंटिटी इज भांडे घिसने वाला आदमी, मतलब इंडस्ट्रीज के भांडे घिसता है। तो ये उस ज़माने में प्रोडक्ट लेके आया था मैं सरफेस कंडीशनिंग का, कि वहाँ पे अवेयरनेस ही नहीं था। मतलब फाइनल मशीनिंग प्रोसेस, कोई लोग एक फाइनल फिनिशिंग कहते थे, ग्राइंडिंग एक प्रिसीजन एक्टिविटी में गिना जाता था। बाद में जब CNC VMC आया तो लोगों ने ग्राइंडिंग को भी एक अवॉइड करना चालू किया था। उस ज़माने में मैं सरफेस कंडीशनिंग प्रोडक्ट लेके आया था। तो आज भी हमें कहीं कहीं डिफ़िकल्टीज होती है व्हेन वी introduce ourselves ke what kind of the technology, what kind of the solution we provide, so it is quite difficult to understand. So मैं थोड़ा छोटा सा एक प्रेजेंटेशन दिखाऊंगा कि हम क्या बना रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट कैसे किया जाएगा? When I started my journey, it is a trading firm, Bhagwati Sales Corporation, in 1991. हम लोग तब यूरोप से सरफेस कंडीशनिंग, स्कॉच ब्राइट, इंडस्ट्रियल एब्रेसिव जो कहते हैं वो प्रोडक्ट लेके आते थे, जहाँ पे हैमरी पेपर ही एक फाइनल सॉल्यूशन था, और ग्राइंडिंग के बाद लेपिंग। तो ये 3 स्टेज थे। उस ज़माने में मैंने ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट किया था। 1996, 5 साल का रिगरियस मार्केटिंग सर्वे करने के बाद 1996 में एक छोटा सा R&D सेंटर हमने स्टार्ट किया, जहाँ पे स्कॉच ब्राइट इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट जो वैल्ग्रो फाइनेक्स ब्रांड से हमने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग चालू किया। ऑन दैट टाइम आवर मेन कंसेप्ट इज विदाउट मटेरियल स्टॉक रिमूवल, विदाउट डायमेंशन चेंज, क्लीनिंग, फिनिशिंग एंड ग्राइंड लाइन कंडीशनिंग। दिस इज़ अवर USP इन 1996। तो हमें बहुत डिफ़िकल्टी होती थी, डेली 50-60 इंडस्ट्रीज घूमना, लोगों को अवेयर करना। तो उस ज़माने में 1996 में ये प्रोडक्ट लेके आया था, तब जाके आज एक रिनोन ब्रांड वेल्ग्रो बन चुका है। इन 2010, आफ्टर 15 ईयर्स ऑफ सरफेस कंडीशनिंग एब्रेसिव प्रमोशन, हमने मशीन बिल्डिंग डिवीजन स्टार्ट किया, बिकॉज इंडस्ट्रीज की डिमांड हो चुकी थी कि कब तक मैनुअल करेंगे। मैन पावर का इश्यूज 1996 में भी था, 2010 में भी है, और आज भी है, और कल भी रहेगा। तो जिन्होंने जल्दी एडप्शन कर लिया है वो एक लीडर के तौर पे उभरा हुआ है, और जिन्होंने लेट एडप्शन किया है वो फॉलोअर के तौर पे आया हुआ है। तो 2010 में हम लोगों ने सरफेस कंडीशनिंग एब्रेसिव ब्रश जो बनाते थे, उसी फैक्ट्री का एनहांसमेंट, उसी का बिजनेस बढ़ाने के लिए एक मशीन बिल्डिंग डिवीजन स्टार्ट किया। और व्हेन स्टार्टेड, हम लोग एनी मेटल वर्किंग इंडस्ट्रीज का कोई भी पार्ट का फिनिशिंग के लिए हम लोग मशीन बनाते थे। चाहे चेन स्प्रोकेट ले लो, गियर टीथ डीबरिंग करके गियर टीथ ग्राइंड लाइन कंडीशनिंग कर लो। तो जब पहले ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्रीज़ में गाड़ी चालू होती थी तो मालूम होता था कि एम्बेसडर जा रही है, फियाट जा रही है, या तो कोई भी व्हीकल जा रहा है। तो द रीज़न इज़ वो सिर्फ मशीनिंग या फाइन मशीनिंग होता था, लेकिन ग्राइंड लाइन कंडीशनिंग, गियर को टीथ ग्राइंड करने के बाद ग्राइंड लाइन कंडीशनिंग आने के बाद पावर स्टीयरिंग लॉन्च हुआ है। तो दिस इज़ द वन ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट। और आज हम लोग फ्लैट प्रोडक्ट पे ज़्यादा फोकस कर रहे हैं। हैवी इंजीनियरिंग में हमारा प्रोडक्ट यूज़ हो रहा है, सेफ्टी इक्विपमेंट्स में हमारे प्रोडक्ट यूज़ हो रहे हैं फॉर डीबरिंग एंड एज राउंडिंग, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्रीज़ में क्लच प्लेट है, गियर है, चेन स्प्रोकेट है, उसके लिए यूज़ हो रहा है। सैटेलाइट इंडस्ट्रीज़ में, एरोस्पेस इंडस्ट्रीज़ में 5G 4G कंपोनेंट्स को डीबरिंग और एज ब्रेकिंग करने के लिए यूज़ हो रहा है। ऐसे बहुत सारे इनोवेटिव सॉल्यूशंस हम लोगों ने आज की तारीख में इंडस्ट्रीज़ को दिया है। वी हैव 3 वर्टिकल। तो 1996 में एब्रेसिव्स का प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट किया। इट इज़ प्योरली सरफेस कंडीशनिंग, नो स्टॉक रिमूवल। देन वी स्टार्टेड द मेटल फिनिशिंग मशीनरी डिवीज़न, जो फ्लैट प्रोडक्ट पे हम लोग फोकस कर रहे हैं, और उसी का आगे फॉरवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन मोबाइल डस्ट कलेक्टर। आज इंडस्ट्रीज़ में ग्राइंडिंग मैनुअल काम बहुत हो रहा है, तो वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारा डस्ट शॉप फ्लोर पे होता है। तो वी लॉन्च इनोवेटिव मोबाइल डस्ट कलेक्टर, जो फैक्ट्री में कहीं पे भी लेके जा सकते हो, जहाँ पे भी आपका बंदा काम करेगा वहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट आप लेके जाओ। लेस देन 80 dB नॉइज़ में काम होता है। तो यहाँ पे भी एक रिवोल्यूशन लेके आए हम लोग। नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि डस्ट कलेक्टर हम लोगों को फैक्ट्री के बाहर लगाना पड़ता है, तो वहाँ पे भी अगेन आपको एक इंडस्ट्रीज़ का अप्रूवल लेना पड़ रहा है कि सेफ्टी के लिए। तो छोटा मोबाइल डस्ट कलेक्टर आप अपनी फैक्ट्री में लगा सकते हो। तो ऑल आर द इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट, और इतनी इंडस्ट्रीज़ में हम लोग अभी फोकस कर रहे हैं। तो ये हमारा प्रोडक्ट है। मैं अभी वेलग्रो कैसे काम कर रहा है और मेटल फिनिशिंग इंडस्ट्रीज़ में हम लोग कैसे हेल्पफुल है, वो मैं बिफोर मेरा स्पीच स्टार्ट करूँगा। मैं गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी, द समुराई अवार्ड्स event, to share my thoughts on the Indian metal finishing industries and its future trend. Our journey in the field began back in 1991, a time when European industries were already well versed in advanced deburring and metal finishing techniques. In India, however, most people believed grinding was the only final finishing options. Seeing a gap in this knowledge, I took a chance to focus on this niche market, but it was an not easy start. In those early days, I faced many challenges finding customer every day. I visited 50 to 60 companies from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. simply to create awareness about the importance of metal surface preparation. Though relentless efforts and innovative solution, Valgro India Limited has since grown into globally recognized brand known for sustainable and reliable solution in metal finishing industries. Our success is proof of the power of persistence and a clear vision. Today, India is one of the world's fastest growing economies and offer immense opportunity. The demand for advanced metal finishing span across industries, from architectural building fabrication to satellite defense, automotive, aerospace, medical science, and infrastructure. This wide-reaching need comes from India's position as a land of opportunity in the global arena. Looking ahead, India is on track to become the world's third largest economy and a superpower. However, achieving this requires significant advancement. First, we must embrace new technology and anticipate future trend. बट इवन मोर क्रिटिकल इज़ द नीड फॉर स्किल मैन पावर। जो हमारा पैनल डिस्कशन था उसमें भी स्किल मैन पावर ही था। चाहे कितना भी रोबोट आ जाए, कितना भी टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाए, आदमी को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते, बट आदमी को कल्टीवेट तो ज़रूर कर सकते। तो मेरा थॉट यही है कि हमें स्किल मैन पावर कभी नहीं मिलना है। उस जो भी मैन पावर मिल रहा है उसके ऊपर क्या, उसके पास क्या है, उसको कैसे कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं, यही हमारा थॉट होना चाहिए। तभी जाके हम लोग एक स्किल मैन पावर का गैप कम कर सकते हैं। But even more critical is the need for skilled manpower, a global challenge that is particularly pressing here. To address this, we must focus on cultivating raw talent and developing skill from the ground up. Today, younger generation is remarkable, sharp, adaptable, and quick to learn. They possess a natural curiosity and the drive to succeed. All they need is the right guidance and mentorship from our industry's experts to help them fully harness their potential. Together, with their energy and our insight, I believe we can propel India to its rightful place as a true superpower. At Valgrow India, we are committed to leading this journey. We are proud to be an innovation driven company that continuously reimagining what possible in metal finishing. Recently, we introduced our SLR series machine, a breakthrough in sustainable and precise metal finishing and deburring with scale removal application, honored with IMTMA award. This is prestigious award for innovations. This machine combines high precision capability with reduced resources consumption, highlighting our dedication to solution that benefit both our client and environment. Looking forward, Valgrow India is fully prepared to meet the evolving demand of these industries, where investing is research and development, collaborating with global experts, with expanding our offering to empower Indian manufacturing with world-class metal finishing solutions that allow them to complete global scale. Before I close my speech, I would like to share a short video that highlight why precision and finishing are critical in the metalworking industries. It demonstrates the difference that advanced finishing can make in the performance, durability, and aesthetic of metal product. This video is testament of Valgro commitment to excellence and innovation in the field of metal finishing. Let's watch this together. वॉइस नहीं है वहीं से ऑपरेट कर दो नहीं हो रहा है तो कोई इश्यूज नहीं वॉइस नहीं है तो मैं आपको बता दूंगा कि फिनिशिंग का इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है एक घड़ी में जो छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स होते हैं वो अगर फिनिश नहीं होता तो घड़ी आपका शार्प टाइम नहीं दिखाता है तो कहने का मतलब है कि एक घड़ी में प्रिसिजननेस है लेकिन प्रिसिजननेस के साथ साथ एस्थेटिक लुक और एलिगेंस भी दिया गया हुआ है तो वैल्ग्रो कमिट करता है कि आपका प्रिसीजन प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर हम लोग इतना प्रिसाइज मशीन आपको देंगे ताकि आपका प्रोडक्ट का एलिगेंस भी बढ़े और शार्पनेस बढ़े और आपका प्रोडक्ट प्रिसीजन इम्पोर्टेंट्स हो तो अगर आपको फ्लोलेस फिनिश चाहिए तो प्रिसीजन मेटल फिनिशिंग रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत है आज की इंडस्ट्रीज में अभी भी अवेयरनेस नहीं है लोग ऐसा ही समझ रहे हैं कि जस्ट एब्रेसिव घिसोगे तो फिनिशिंग आ जाएगा तो सिंपल सेंडर मशीन से यू नॉट गेट द whatever desired result. Thank you once again for the opportunity to share my vision and journey with you. Let's together build a strong India. Thank you. Thank you, Mesh Media. Thank you, team.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patel. That was very insightful. I remember when computers came first, people used to say, "Abhi job nahi milne wale hain sabko." But now, to run the computer, you need people. I think when the trend changes, brand changes at the same time, people upgrade themselves, to fit into the brackets. So thank you so much, sir. And proceeding further, we have the second panel discussion, and the topic is Powering Progress, the Future of Supply Chains. And our moderator for the session is Pritesh Singh, Specialist Case and Alternate Power Train, Nomura Consulting. Can we have you on the stage, sir? And our panelists are Mr. Luca Mattucci, MD, Marpos India, Mr. Rakesh Agarwal, MD and Founder, Laser Technologies, Mr. Hardik Someshwar, Senior Manager, Strategy and Customer Account Management, Collins Aerospace, Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, MD, FITT, IIT Delhi. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much for this opportunity and talking to bright minds today. And I think I have not seen such an amazing set of people in last 1 decade where I have been doing such sessions. Two things which came out from the previous panel discussion, which I noted was, sir who was in the right behind side of the setup talked about nowadays customers are not loyal. He also talked about, Mr. Narang talked about probably there is a challenge in terms of the employee loyalty as well. And also, Mr. Narang talked about, the Chinese and Japanese are aging, but I think they have done what they were supposed to do, and the industrial revolution, the manufacturing has gone, at the next level. So Indian talent pool also have to do, because definitely we are also going to age some point in time. So whether we are going to do that till that point in time or not is a big question. And how to maintain the customer loyalty as well as the employee loyalty. I think if you look at the tradition from, the manufacturing revolution 1 to revolution 5, where we are now in a stage where, humans and machines are trying to collaborate and work together. So in this view, the talent availability of talent pool, skilling and the reskilling of the talent pool, and how they are going to bridge the gap, what we have at this point in time is going to be the focus of the discussion. My first question to Mr. Rakesh Agarwal, Managing Director, Laser Technologies, is that, how do you see entire gamut of manufacturing changing with Industrial Revolution 5.0, if I may say, which is a ongoing and emerging concept post 2020. So how do you see the rise of automation and AI shaping the job roles in manufacturing? And if you can also touch upon a little bit about how the organizations are creating the culture of training the workforce, skilling them, and the reskilling.
Yeah, that's quite a bit interesting topic, and very hot topic as of now in India. So we are seeing that most of the manual jobs, they are changing to tech savvy jobs. So the more and more adoption of AI is there, and in the field of, say, in our field, if in the machine side, if I say, then the maintenance, especially the programming, the inventory management, everything is going to be AI based now. And we have to have the lesser and the lesser breakdown in the machinery, especially. So the productive maintenance is a must there. And we have certain software, certain controllers, wherein we are always monitoring our core components. All the machineries, the core components are being continuously monitored by our softwares, by our system. So you can predict, if there is going to be any possible breakdown in the future. And we are also, like, we have a very critical part which is cutting head in our machine. So if the temperature rises, it can stop the entire machine. Now we have got certain sensors, they are sensing the temperature inside, and you can control it via Bluetooth. You can check it anywhere. Even the factory manager can check it sitting anywhere. And that's the kind of change now going on. Otherwise it was manually, he has to operator has to look at the cutting head, he has to see the light, whether it's going from green to orange to red, and then he has to stop. But now he can do it beforehand, so that the possible breakdown, that is getting less. The second comes into programming, where we are working on the wastage reduction, like the scrap should be minimized. So it's again a kind of part of sustainability, where we are reducing scrap. So with the newer technologies, with the newer softwares, we can reduce the scrap by 15% than it was 2 years back. So say I am processing 1,000 tons of material a month, I can reduce almost 150 tons, scrap now. So that is the kind of thing going on here. Then there is inventory management, wherein we are taking help of AI to reduce, the inventory levels which are not necessary, and we are ordering parts only which are necessary. So that kind of thing is also needed. And the staff, or the employees, they should learn all these while ongoing, on the job. So we are giving them platform for online courses. They can go offline, for the trainings at various institutes. We are providing that help. We also have a laser gurukul,
Yeah.
wherein we are providing training on the machines in-house, and not only to our students, but any ITI or diploma or any student can come to the Gurukul, and we teach them about the machines, the basic of the machines and how they can, use it properly. So
Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. I think you brought some very interesting points. For example, the initiative part, how the manufacturing Gurukul, etc. How you're trying to bridge the gap between the skill gaps what people have. My question to you, Luca, is because I think that's related to all of you, but we have IT Professor Nikhil also. So I'll have a follow-up question, Nikhil, to you. Luca, you are in a field, which involves very high-tech R&D, designing to manufacturing, to even in the sales and branding part of it, you need to have very technical people. The technology changing at a much faster rate than you can produce the people actually in the educational institutions. So for example, and educational institutions also are in a wait and watch situation, and look at when things are mature, then only they can take long term decisions, because it's a longer period of time where they need to invest. So either it's a BITS Pilani or IITs, now they have started courses around electrification. When they have got the confidence, when nobody has the confidence what's going to be in future, they can't take the decisions. Now they are trying to create the talent pool, but that's going to take another 3 to 4 years when they are going to feed into the industry. And till now, we are managing with people, including me, who call themselves as EV industry, who had no advice, and whatever they learned by themselves. So it's a very big challenge for industry. So how do you manage that kinds of situation, and globally as well as in India? What all initiatives you have for now and future?
Yes, hello. First of all, thanks for having organized this fantastic and wonderful event. And this is a very, very, very good question, especially in the manufacturing sector where we are present and working. I want also start a bit regarding my personal feeling about the AI before to go through your question. We need to pay very attention about the narration behind the AI, because for what I feeling, all the younger generation, they are thinking that the AI will let them work without having their hands dirt. Guys, with the manufacturing is impossible. I raised as a service engineer, so I know very well what means working in the manufacturing. The machine, when it's in breakdown, is not repairing itself. Okay? We always need to have a human being going there, analyze with the help of AI. Yes, definitely, no doubt about it. But the human interface is absolutely, intervention is necessary. So please help everyone to say, and help how to say, yes, the AI is a tool, it's not the solution. It need to be used wisely, because it's also a very powerful and in some cases also dangerous tool, but it's a tool. So remember that before you need to start from the basics. You can't skip all the steps. And that is something that is connecting to your question. The young generation need to understand. Start from the basic. When you learn the basics, then you can scale up, putting the data inside an analytics tool to help you out, I don't know, debug the models, the design models more quickly, to predict maybe future failure, etc. But you need to know the basics, the structure, the fundamentals. The fundament can build only if you go on the field and you see with your own eyes and touch with your own hands.
No, I think it's a very, it's amazing observation that AI is a tool, and it has a, when Luca talks about the risks, I think he's trying to say that AI has capability to make you dumb also if you don't, use that properly. So thank you very much, Luca, for bringing this, and I think the focus on the basic concepts, the basic trainings is much more important. That is how you can match the pace also. So Nikhil, to you, how educational institutions in India, and when I talk about educational institutions, I don't only talk and the top institutions in India, because entire manufacturing industry is fed by tier 2 institutes in India. And if you look at the quality levels also in last decade, I think that those institutes 10 years back were much better than now. So how do you think this kind of demand coming up, especially in the newer technologies where robotics, AI, automation, all things are going to play much bigger roles, whether top institutions are really ready to bridge the gap, or do you need more and more industry academia collaboration to make the concepts clear and understand what's going to be in future and be ready accordingly? Because this kind of industry is moving much faster, and if academia doesn't move much faster, which is very very challenging, so how do you see this gap? Otherwise newer and newer technologies will be coming and talent pool unavailability will remain there always.
I would like to take a different approach to this question. There is a lot of noise about AI, and I'll give you negative side of it, or maybe to you can take a deep breath and say that okay, AI is not going to kill you tomorrow morning. There's no transformers coming in, and they will pick you up and take you away. That's not going to happen. So let us first of all understand certain statistics as far the Indian context is concerned. Let's forget about what the American media is saying, what the UK, the thought makers are talking about. There are close to 40 million MSMEs in the country, out of which 97.97%, which is 39.3 million, are micro industries, which makes almost 110 million people are employed by the MSME. You can do your maths, I am poor at it. 600,000 are medium industries, or and only 55,000 are micro industries, and 55,000 are medium industries. Now my question to you is, how many of the micro industries are even ready to talk about automation? Forget about AI. So that exclude almost 97% of the Indian workforce and the companies. How many medium industries, even we club both the ones, almost 700,000, the rest of them, that is 3.3%. How many of them are ready, and you are representing of the industry today, are ready to automate or have a capacity, credit and understanding to automate? Maybe take a 20% of it. I agree. Most of you will agree with that. So where we are talking about a problem which does not exist. We are worried about AI, whereas we are talking about a simple automation. AI, there are many conversations which are going in AI. Incidentally, I used to head the Center for Artificial Intelligence at IIT Kanpur just because before I joined IIT Delhi. So I have a little bit of understanding of what is going on in AI field. Different conversations. Sam Altman said 3 months back that the super intelligence is only few thousand days away. That's what he said. He's running a business, so he has to say something about it. So few thousand days away means 365 days into 3, that 1,000 days, maybe 3 years from now. Maybe 3 years from now, you can assume, according to Sam Altman, there will be super intelligence. I have a serious doubt to it.
Yeah,
Samsung at the same time has said that the AI fatigue is settling in. The companies in startup, I run one of the largest incubators in the country, tech incubators, and we have seen a spurge of investments in startups in AI. Anybody is talking about AI was getting investments. Now nobody is able to raise investment is they say that their focus is developing an LLM, their focus is doing something. Nobody is able to raise even $100,000 today. So I think what we need to take a different step together of whether our industry is ready to adopt AI rather than transforming the education institutions to teach AI and robotics. First of all, we need to train enough manpower, or what I talked really liked about in the previous panel about upskilling the existing workforce.
I got the idea, Professor. Thank you very much. So you are 100% correct in saying that micro organization MSMEs really are not working on that kind of technology wherein such kind of applications are going to be there. But I also have an opinion about, let's say, the critical technologies or the critical components. So look at handles, components which testing machines, etc., which are fully automated. In that kind of manufacturing, you cannot work with that kind of resources which are not even trained. So you are right that approximately 80 to 85% of the organizations really need automation, better training. How that can be done is by reskilling the people what they have. That industry can do. But if any country, including India, really wants to lead in terms of greater and the technologies which are critical in nature, I think we should keep trying. And I think success and failure in terms of investments, etc., which you have noticed, I think that's the favorite topic of the discussion. Now those companies are not getting the investments anyways. So just shifting the gears and going to Hardik is about, Hardik, what is your opinion about, it's manufacturing setup. Let's say if I represent a service company, whether I'm going to office or not, it does not matter. But I represent a Japanese organization where is Gemba really is, respected a lot. So if we meet people, if we interact with them, really produces the better outcomes that I also believe after spending a lot of time with the organization. So, but do you think, like in service organizations, probably that can be better managed? Do you think that can have some positives in the manufacturing setup also, whether it is MSME, micro organization, or the larger ones? What is your opinion about hybrid work culture, and what is the status actually? Because I have seen many organizations during COVID, post-COVID also for some time went for hybrid mode, but now they are fully working from office.
Thank you so much. This is a great question and I think pertinent one, right? I represent a company which is one of the largest aerospace and defense organization, RTX. We make nose-to-tail components of an aircraft, and just to note this on record, we don't operate just in on-site environment. We have adapted ourselves, and thanks to COVID, right, all of us adapted ourselves. We have three types of roles. There are people who are on site, and most of the factory workers have to be on site. You just can't help it. The folks that are hybrid, who can potentially some days work from office or the plant, some days they go back to the working from their home offices. And then there are folks who are completely remote. And in fact, we found lots of advantages with that, right? Specifically with the remote roles. We were not able to hire people in certain roles. Like, for an example, we're talking AI, we're talking some cyber security skills. Doesn't need to be in big cities like Bangalore, Delhi, Pune. You could find best of the best minds from small villages. In fact, my brother works at a small smart startup company, and they've gone 100% remote. So I think even in manufacturing, you would find such roles, advantages. You got to be mindful of where you apply those roles. You can't apply it everywhere. And most companies have now gone back to hybrid. There are advantages, like you say, Gamba. You talked about Gamba, and Gamba is very close to my heart. Even though we are not a Japanese company, we use lean product development system and lean production system for years. And every single day, we had these meetings at the Gamba. We would have a daily stand-up meeting, tiered Gambas, tiered reviews, all of that. And many of those things you could do with tools. Now, I wouldn't say you can go completely remote in a manufacturing setup. You'll have to figure out an arrangement that works for your organization.
That's perfect. And I think this brings me to one very a question which I have been kind of thinking about, which I discussed with Mr. Narang also many times. That, that's about the next generation of the talent pool. As Mahatma Gandhi said, right, India will not be developed until or unless the villages are developed. India, you really, and the brightest minds are actually are in in villages with limited or almost no opportunity. So I have seen people, the more and more talented people not getting the opportunity. So eventually, they have to make some kind of, compromises or the. So don't you think this hybrid work culture uh, uh, gives the flexibility to manufacturing companies, or especially in other, not only the shop floor guys, but you have other people as well, to kind of open up and reach out more and more geographical coverage rather than bringing everybody to the larger cities? Just as a follow-up question.
You're absolutely right. And if you were to develop a country, you can't just develop a country by developing cities. Look at the state of any big cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. All of them have deteriorated over the time. If you were to develop the country, you'll have to develop tier 2s and tier 3s, and as you say, villages. And I think there's a significant opportunity out there to be able to do with hybrid and remote roles.
And now moving to the Rakesh, Rakesh, what's your opinion about gender diversity, inclusion in the talent workforce in the organizations? Every organization talks about, right, women empowerment, giving opportunities, even women performing much better, obviously, on every aspect of the professional life. But now, there are so many examples wherein in manufacturing also women perform much more than men. I mean, it's not debate between men and women. But do you think, I mean, especially in service companies, I have seen people trying about it and then going back and thinking about probably not having 50-50 kind of a male-female ratio. So what's your opinion about it, and how your organization is, trying to maintain this, please be very honest and straightforward about it, not talking only rosy things about how women are getting more and more opportunities, and it's like that.
No, that's true. Like, see, it again depends on the role, or the responsibility and the skill as well. And I believe, in our segment, especially laser, if there is any precise or if there is any repetitive job, then the women are really doing it better. Because they are built like that, that they have that kind of precision or the accuracy in their hands. So that's where we see a lot of women in our organization as well. And yes, the inclusion and the gender equality, we always talk about that. But I believe that training, especially cross-functional trainings, or the kind of internships and the kind of reskilling, that is very much needed, because it again depends on what role you are going to give them. And yes, there are certain jobs like in service, say service engineer job in my company. It has to be a field job where person has to go to any remote area of the country, and he has to go on the machine. There is a lot of hard work over there, and that is the job where the woman is really getting difficulty, because they even don't find a quality toilet over there. So we are
Yeah, you're right.
it's
So
really difficult.
Dr. Nikhil, I mean, on a very lighter note, don't you think, not really AI and robotics and all those kind of things, but don't you think such kind of innovations are going to help women even getting more and more opportunities in diverse field? Because as Rakesh talked about, there are few roles, certain roles in which women do better. I think this needs to be changed. Do you think the technology is going to really play some kind of role wherein they don't have to go to the field, everything is online, they can do whatever they want to be doing from wherever? This question, I want your opinion.
So I think it's an important question. There is a many efforts which is going on about the women in technology. There are schemes available for the startups where specifically women, if there is a director who is a woman director, or the startup owner is a woman, led by a woman, there is a specific scheme by the government. For example, UP government can give up to 10 lakh rupees to any woman founder and they are also providing a monthly stipend. So to promote women entrepreneurship, particularly in tier 2, tier 3 cities, there are specific schemes which are run by, for example, Andhra government, Telangana government. There is a V Hub which is being set up by the Telangana government. So there are various efforts being going on. I agree with you, and we have seen, particularly in tech industry, women have done exceptionally well. Incidentally, India is the only country, and you can talk about the developed country. The US is not able to elect the woman president, though I am quite happy with the Trump, for example.
100%.
But whereas we are having a second woman president in the country, not the first one, the second woman president in the country, and we have a woman prime minister, and not only there, we have countries which are so-called traditional Muslim countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, or Pakistan. We have not just once, we have twice the woman prime minister, and successful one. So I think we should applaud all the Southeast Asia
100%.
for giving more opportunity to women than the developed countries like US.
There are even in Europe, and if you go to Japan, it's very difficult for women to work. The discrimination, or I should say that.
The current prime minister of India is woman.
But still, I mean, India is much better place. But I think Dr. Nikhil, government schemes and promotions and opportunities is fine, but there has to be one day wherein they don't need opportunities, they don't need promotions and all those kind of things. I hope that day will come very soon with the kind of open minds which we have. Luca, moving to you with one question which I really wanted to discuss with you, because you represent an organization which deals with high-end components and solutions. So what is your strategy? And you also in India representing a foreign company. So what is your strategy of bringing talent pool to the organization, and eventually doing something about it so that they are for a longer period of time with you?
Nice question. I think that before to go to the point, to summarize all the previous question, we need to put back again the manufacturing and the center. So what I notice, my experience, not only here in India but also in other countries, because I stay in China, I stay in UK, so I visit a lot of countries, that more time is passing, more the manufacturing sector is not appealing anymore. Now the younger generation want to sit on the beach here, working remote, drinking a mojito or a beer or whatever, earning a lot of money without doing nothing practical. Okay. So to solve all this issue, we need to change the mindset of the younger generation to say that with their hands they will be able to build something, that it will remain. It's physical. You can touch it. It's not a software code or something like that. So that is what we are trying, especially in Marpos, to say that in order to attract talent and to retain them, first of all, we are a family company. So we are treating also our employee with a part of the family. You're not a number. You are a friend under some point of view. So your pain is our pain. We are trying to help you out when you got difficult moment in your private life. We are supporting you, and we are trying to pass the concept that with your work you are creating something for the future generation. So something tangible, something that can be touched, can be seen, that will last for years, etc. You can say that yes, that I went to set up a machine that is doing this, that is checking this. So you need to be proud of it. That is a secret that we are trying to pass.
That has to be done, Luca. But you talked about what Gen Z wants to do. Travel. Everybody wants to travel, right?
Yeah.
And whatever non-alcoholic beverages they like a lot, all those kind of things. So in this scenario, there is a shift. Even if sir represents IIT Delhi, and he was mentioning IIT Kanpur, etc. So he knows, right? All there are top institutes in India. A lot of investments, spendings, government is doing to prepare future talents. Especially, they can also tap the core areas. That's the high level hypothesis what government of India has as core. But do you know, everybody wants to become a consultant. Everybody wants to go into a consulting company, go in a service company. Nobody is really interested into doing a core R&D or manufacturing job. Now, if I talk about your company, if my hypothesis is correct, the larger ones, the Toyotas, the Hondas, or your company, or the bigger giants, there was in the beginning there was a very talented R&D pool with few limited number of people who did all kind of innovations to begin with. Now, if we are not able to bring such people into the manufacturing and the R&D, then I don't think the innovations are going to continue for forever, that kind of thing. So going back to Hardik, Hardik, do you think we are doing something as a country or as your organization to bring people and tell them that the manufacturing is really very interesting and really innovating thing? You should not go to the beach, rather you should come to the manufacturing and shop floor, as Lucas said.
No, absolutely. You're right. Not just manufacturing, aerospace. Nobody wants to do aerospace anymore, right? Everyone wants to do the software codings that on the beach be the beach bum. And, I think I relate to what Luca said. You got to be able to touch the product. And, in my industry especially, you got to be in the cycle for about a decade to be able to see anything to come to fruition. That's a challenge. It's not easy. But we have cultivated that mindset. And just to give you a couple examples, the people who've left us went back and worked at a consulting firm like you talked about, EY, Pratt& Whitney, PwC, Deloitte. They get 3x the salary, but those guys say, hey, I still don't enjoy the work that I did. The quality of work that we did here, the meaning that we had in our jobs, and I think that's how you relate to people. That's what we do, and that's what we need to do as a country. We talk about Make in India a lot. I think that's a shift in mindset that needs to come along. While the incentives, all the policies are great, the mindset shift is important.
Those people who are leaving and then coming back to you, Rakesh, I believe have tasted the freedom, flexibility, the joy of looking at the tangible outcome. That's why when they go to the consulting company, the names you took, nothing tangible is happening. I shouldn't say that, but but that point in that is a missing point, right? And they know it, so that is why they go back to you. But the problem here is that the people who have not tasted, they have not came into the ecosystem itself, are not interested there. So how to bring them back? Probably there, I think Nikhil sir, you can talk about.
I want to touch upon it a little bit quickly.
How to make them, and educational institutes can probably do some kind of branding. But yes,
no, specifically, mechanical engineering talent, getting women in mechanical engineering is challenging, and attracting them to aerospace is even more challenging. So just to give you one example of what we have done, we've launched something called as Macora. This is a program that we launched in the third year of engineering for all women engineers across the country. You could be in any part of the country, participate in that challenge. You win the contest, you get a 1 lakh rupees prize. You get to work in a swanky office. We bring them over to our office. You get to do some amazing work. We give them a internship right from fourth year, in fact third year. And that's how you got to engage them early on. That's how you would change the paradigm.
Your opinion about this, Hardik? Rakesh.
Sorry, Rakesh.
Rakesh.
No, that's really true, and I believe that we should celebrate manufacturing, because earlier, right now, if we see, even the Ratan Tata, there was lot of sentiment and there was lot of support to him. So we should have, such kind of industrialists who are really role model. And we should also, celebrate and have such kind of award ceremonies or such kind of acknowledgements wherein, the new generation, they can see and they can feel the value and they can, be proud of it, that it's not only, the coding, but the real manufacturing wherein, as Luca said, they can say, okay, I made this particular machine and see Nike shoes or, the Reebok shoes are made on these machines. And we do a kind of like we have a program in our culture that every month we bring one of our service engineers family, parents, his wife and kids to the company. We invite them over a lunch. We tell them, what his, husband or the son is doing, on which machines he is working, the kind of machines we show them. We give them a factory tour. We show them the videos, that how your son has grown, and working with, say, 10-ton machines. A tiny human being, say 60 kg is working on a 10-ton machine and is handling that machine. So they also feel proud. So we have to, kind of generate this kind of proud feeling in the Gen Z, that yes, this is also a kind of real thing, and it has to be celebrated as well with these kind of events.
Thank you very much. Dr. Nikhil, your opinion about how to do branding so that the top talent of the country goes to the manufacturing? Not all of them, not all of them, some of them.
I'll give you good news.
Yeah.
So, because more than the academy, I represent the startups, because I handle more than 450 startups. So, again, the manufacturing tech is the hottest in terms of startup. If you come to IIT Delhi, I can give you dozens of companies which are working on improving technology for manufacturing sector. So we have been always the borrower innovation. We need something, unfortunately, but look at, we go to Italy to borrow some engineering, we go to even Czech Republic, we go to Korea, we go anywhere, we go to Japan to borrow engineering, but we have never developed our own R&D and to do that. So one thing I appreciate, many of the industry people have missed that. I must bring it to the table here. This year the government of India has done, which is quite phenomenal. They have announced a 1 lakh crore R&D fund. It's the first time in the history of the nation that they have done. It's a 1 lakh crore R&D fund meant for the private sector. Government has never ever given money to the private sector for R&D. Now the beauty of that policy is, and I encourage you to look at this policy, that you can get a repayment back of 50 years of the patient capital, which is quite brilliant. And now there's another fund which is called NRF, National Research Foundation. 50,000 crores has been given for developing facilities into the academic institution. If you look at the whole American ecosystem, I'll take a few seconds more. It is built on something very simple called innovation. So National Science Foundation was funding companies like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Qualcomm, and from there the companies have emerged and created $1 trillion companies. Some of those companies are equivalent of Indian economy. So how this has happened? Because NSF was giving money to the universities, and these companies were able to borrow money from the industry, and then they developed the technology, and they developed the country products which are sold across the world. In India, we never had that opportunity. And I was told by somebody senior member in the government to find out about the sentiments of the industry. I'll not name anyone, but I'll tell you one or two sentiments. I spoke to a gentleman from Pune. He's a billionaire, and he runs one of the largest forging company in the country, and also defense tech. You can understand the name. And he'll send me a whole note on it, and I was quite pleased to see. Then I also spoke to the board member of one of the largest tobacco, food, hospitality company, and they said that the approach what the previous chairman has was an investment, R&D as an investment, but the current chairman has as a cost. Now that immediately changed the ecosystem. Even you are generating 40,000 crores worth of revenue every year, but your immediate approach changes. So the government is able to come with this 1 lakh crore. In fact, I'll encourage all of you to look at these policies, and even the MSME are eligible to apply for this fund. Now the question there would be, and you have to really introspect about it, whether you have a capacity to absorb that kind of money. If the government gives you 100 crores, which is almost $10-12 million for MSME, whether you have a capacity to absorb $12 million for R&D purpose. 1 lakh crore we talk about, which is close to $12 billion, which gives a leverage of into 5. We are talking about close to $60 billion available to us for R&D purpose, and it's a top-up grant. So you can, again, as soon as like the PLI which is 76,000 crores, which has been now used. There's another top up of $10 billion which is coming in. Same way, once you use the $12 billion, more money will come in. So we need to start focusing on the domestic R&D where we use the academia. I think we should start also collaborating between MSME to MSMEs. That's very important. That does not happen in India because of our own intrinsic competition. We are happy to borrow technology from outside, but we feel ashamed in borrowing technology and collaborating between Delhi and Bangalore. I think that's something which we should do, and I should appeal to all my industry friends to start doing. That will make our life easy. Thank you.
Oh, very good observation. Availability of fund is really nice, and your observation about whether whether companies are ready to take that kind of fund or not, I think, or not, is a bigger question. I'll tell you, I have brought more than 50 companies in India. And obviously those companies, the core strength of those companies has been the technology part of it, the tech part of it. And when they go to identify a partner in India, more than 80%, nothing against Indian manufacturing companies, they all are great and doing great. Probably they will surpass global ones also, I hope. But what they brought on the table was that we have money, we have land, we have also the access to the market and lobbying power with the government. They never talked about R&D. They never talked about technology. So the core focus was never on the technology. The global manufacturers which I have brought in India through consulting assignments were lacking all the fields. Just they had the technology. And I think then that is how they go very slow in the beginning, and eventually they control the company. You have a 49, 51 kind of a joint venture, and within 3 years you will see the company becoming 75 plus. So Indian, and there is a story behind it which I have hypothesis. I'm not going to talk about it, but I think India has to invest through government, like PLI for ACC, for batteries. There are 4 companies which have got the PLI scheme, but whether really they are going to do the justice to the kind of whatever commitments they have made, 60% of the localization. You ask them, they don't understand what is localization of 60%, what is the difference between value addition and the localization, local value addition, etc. So I think we should accept and try to upgrade and invest in R&D, or unless either government organization investments into R&D is not going to happen. Even after a decade or 2, we are going to be in the same situation. Thank you very much. I think we have some more time, so I'll take one advice from each one of you. Sir, fortunately brought the topic of the government, which is one of my favorite topic, the policy, etc. So I think I need to take the advice at state level and government level, the central government level, what they should do, in terms of improving the industry and academia collaboration, in addition to what they are doing currently. Thank you very much. Open suggestion.
Thank you. And I think this topic is very close to my heart. As a foreign OEM in India, we have we enjoy a lot of benefits, but we are precluded from several benefits. One of them is Make in India, and for aerospace and defense, Make in India is a big deal, right? Today, we are ready to bring technology to the country. We're ready to partner with the players, but given our current, structure of the organization, we are precluded from some of the bidding. Sir talked about R&D funding. We can bring some of the best of the technologies. We are world leaders in technology. Again, precluded from R&D funding from DRDO. I've been at DRDO offices. So I think these are some of the changes that would help. There are things around FDI regulations that would help as well. What percentage of FDI you could bring in. We would rather keep, do 100% own subsidiary work where we are bringing technology. And, it's not that we have not been making in India. We've been making in India for past 27 years. So I think some of these policy changes would help. And just to quote an example of China, right? We all talk about China. China's growing Asian tiger. Yes. They've grown significantly, and they've grown through strategic partnerships. I think that's the way to build India further from where we are.
I think it's going to take more time for us because we are most honest. So through strategic partnerships, I think that's the way forward, but that's going to take more time. But that has been happening, and India obviously controls a lot on technology, but until or unless in-house developments the R&D investments and some innovations by ourselves is not happening. We are not going to control, I think, the technology part of it. I think that has to happen. For example, Tata Motors, we a decade back nobody thought about Tata Motors, what Tata Motors is doing that. As per your opinion,
Right.
they did the joint venture, and I think that by using the technology, they have improved a lot.
Absolutely.
Your opinion, sir, about that?
Yeah, so I go with Hardik Bhai again, the same thing. One thing is, loosening some of the FDI norms, wherein, we can, if we can bring the technology as well as some funds, because as MSME, we lack, the kind of innovation or the kind of R&D is needed. And for that, the kind of infrastructure which we need to build is used. And we are, far, for that kind of financials or the support from the government side. So if we can get that, then it could be really a game changer, and we can be a R&D hub or the innovation hub. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really needed. Some of the conversations which I was having, previously with one of my friend, he talked about China even funding the salaries of 50% or 30% of your people. So that kind of thing has to happen. So whether government has that kind of financial power or not, but if we want to be innovators, then that innovation-driven economy, then that has to happen. Luca, your opinion about it?
But definitely, I agree with my colleagues here that a relaxation in producing important technologies that definitely will help. But attention, because as you pointed out correctly before, the industries that are making the batteries using the PLI, if really they utilize these funds, and unfortunately we know about a bit about it, I think that from the government point of view, they need also to check how those funds are utilized, and if are really utilized to bring technology, grow technology here in India, growing skills here in India, or are just used to source technology from abroad without bringing.
Look, even that is a problem. In the field which you are talking about, they thought that the money power can buy everything, but they did not get the technology from outside. Whatever money you have, nobody is giving you the same technology. That's the bigger problem.
Exactly. So there is no need a checks from the government to see if really these money are utilized for the good way, in correct way, or just for okay, thank you, give me the money so I can purchase it. But I don't care if it's increasing the skill of my people, making India or stuff like that.
I mean, rather than just funding Indian companies, probably funding foreign companies in a big way, and then putting some kind of need to be revealing the technology, localizing it in 5 years or so can also be one of the options, because we are talking about our favorite subject, Luca. So I don't think, and then it becomes a very big challenge, for government also. If somebody has done something, then government tries to give the money also, even if nothing has been done. So because otherwise the scheme will seem like a big failure. Anyways, thank you very much. Now concluding remarks from sir, and then we will close the session. And in case we have any questions,
I'll give you a great hope for the manufacturing sector. Since I was talking about, we talked about that we are borrower of innovation. How do you change it? And I'll give you that what has happened. Just 1 minute of story. So the director of IIT Kanpur today is Professor Manind Agrawal, who incidentally has spent all his life in IIT Kanpur, BTech, MTech, PhD, professor, got his Padma Shri, and now he's a director. So he has seen the entire journey for last 40 years. This January I was talking to him. There was placements were not going very fine. You must have seen in the newspaper. So I asked him a question. Sir, when you graduated BTech in 80s, what was the situation? How many people were going abroad? How many people are graduating now, and what is the situation? He asked me a very interesting question, and that has cemented my belief that in 10 years' time we will become the largest exporter of innovation. He said 230 people graduated with me in 87, 88. 220 went abroad. 6 of them become IAS officer. 3 become industrialists, and I become a professor. Today, at IITK, this January, we have close to 1100 people graduated. Now take a guess how many have decided to take job abroad. Any guess? Less than 5, exactly. Less than single digit percentage point. People were getting high paying jobs in Copenhagen, in Munich, in London, in everywhere. They were not going, they were taking jobs in Hyderabad, Bangalore and Gurgaon. Now when these 1,000 plus people from one institution, we are talking about another 23 IITs, BITS and all, we put together, let's say 100 good quality institutions. When 90% of our talent is here, they will start to have an itch after 1 or 2 years. They will come back to Rakesh or Hardik or Luca or to you, say, give me a small amount of money, I want to innovate with you. Now 10 years time, and I have a strong belief that we will become one of the largest exporter of innovation. We have exported talent, we have given Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella and everybody else to the world, but we will start giving technology in a reverse manner in 10 years time. You will watch my word.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I mean, for decoding this answer for me, because my company has been giving this opportunity me to go to the Singapore or Japan or some other countries, but I never took it. I thought I'm not that aggressive or not that kind of a person, but I think I'm always okay to be here to do something about it here. Thank you very much. So with this we will close the session. Thank you very much all of you for your bringing great insights. Thank you very much.
Check test. Thank you. Okay, I just request everyone to stay back. May I please request Preeti Mishra, Managing Director of Mesh Mix Media, to honor the speakers with certificates. Okay, so as we have little time, we can definitely sum up saying that R&D, that's research and development, was the key point of the discussion. There are so many things, people staying back in country as we see more progress in the country. We also heard the bridging of gap of learning as the industry giants coming and teaching those who are not part of the same curriculum. Upscaling, upgrading is the key again, and the resources that you have needs to be trained so that they also have a secure feeling of being in the company or being in the organization. So lots of takeaway from gentlemen. So thank you so much for being here and imparting that knowledge with us. Very much to each and every one of you for imparting that knowledge with us. And now it's the beginning of Samurai of Belgavi, We have a small video to be presented here, but by then, may I please invite Dinesh Mishra, Senior VP Strategy at Meshmax Media, on the stage.
Media has collaborated with Laghu Udyog Bharati Karnataka and IMS Foundation to explore the ecosystem present in Belgavi. We have engaged with industry leaders to discuss the manufacturing ecosystem in Belgavi and their contribution to the Make in India initiative.
Belgavi, the industrialization started way back in 1960s. It's been around 60 years in Belgavi. You can see there are so many industrialists and entrepreneurs here in Belgavi actually who build this ecosystem. And Belgavi is educational hub. A lot of talent is available in Belgavi. So we as entrepreneurs and industrialists, we are getting this advantage of Belgavi positive work culture to create this ecosystem and to enhance it. From our side, we are doing all what is possible to see that this ecosystem gets built up and we bring Belgavi into the national map. I also request through this program that government has to take up Belgavi as one of the places where this ecosystem can really become very big. And bring in some more anchor industries into it by creating more better infrastructure facilities which can take Belgavi onto the global map.
No, Laghu Udyog Bharati and IMS Foundation, we are working towards seeing that we help the entrepreneurs grow basically, and the existing people or the students or anybody who want to be entrepreneurs, help them being entrepreneurs and handhold them. That is one thing. Second thing is we are working on skilling, as we already mentioned on that, technology upgradation, lot of other things that most of the small and MSME people lack, basically the financial literacy, marketing literacy. These are basic things we try to identify, have our programs for it. So that is what Laghu Udyog Bharati and IMS Foundation.
And I said now nothing doing, so I must have a very high technology business. So I was the first person to install a induction furnace, coal-less induction furnace in Belgaum.
Okay.
That is in 1989.
Correct.
And I thought that doing a very simple grand casting and competing with the others, I go for a much better casting that is called ductile iron, so which is getting replaced for the steel in the market.
Okay.
So I started manufacturing ductile iron casting in AK.
After sales service support, which had been neglected by the premium brands then. On analyzing the manufacturing, on analyzing the market potential, for high pressure hydraulics, the company started its operation in rented premises with in-house design.
Other component than crankshaft. And the simple reason is that crankshaft is heart of the engine.
Yes.
If we make any mistake in the crankshaft, the ultimate customer what I look is the person. If it is a tractor, the person who has bought the tractor is my ultimate customer.
Yes.
So I look from his angle.
Correct.
I look from his angle. They are, every farmer
servo
is
valve, actuators, and closing the loops, and working in a very critical hydraulic and electromechanical technology. Because here everything works within millisecond, microsecond update and everything. And it got to be very, very precise. Like we manufacture parts we call 2 micron, 1 micron, half micron. Like a micron, if you want to understand, like human eye sees around 20 micron.
First of all, Belgaum is a fantastic place to live. It's a very safe city, cultured city. Education wise, it is I think is a educated city also. And most important, like we are based in a very strategic location where connectivity is very good. So we have been connected to Maharashtra. This side we are connected in Goa. We have good air facility, air connectivity. Because now
it's a first generation company, and we two friends, Mr. Venkatesh Kulkarni and myself, Sridhar Uppe. So we started this company with a small fabrication shop. And Positron basically a positive attitude. We started with a positive attitude. Let's do some business. Let's build something in Belgaum. And luckily, or you can say interestingly, we both are from Belgaum. We both
Way back when there was no safety, we started selling helmet as more like a designer helmets. Because people were not aware of safety. Now the education has gone up very high. As far as safety standards are concerned, we have maintained throughout our life. Even if my son wants to buy a helmet, he can go and pick up any helmets. I don't have to manufacture a separate helmet for him. So the standards, safety standards have been maintained for all the helmets. We pass ISI. We also pass DOT standards of US. We also pass EC standards of Europe.
We started with a small component though, probably a non-critical one because we had just started during the early days of Jinavakul. But over the years we gained expertise in manufacturing technology, in making one of the cleanest, using cleanest steel. Making components which suited our customers' critical applications.
All that led to me because this has a lot of potential, and this is a mother industry. Basically, if you know the history of the foundry, is a mother industry. It's used from thousands of years, from bells to all kinds of castings to high tech, everything. So this is more of growing industry, and I think there's a lot of organized, so a lot of potential to make it organized and showcase. And as we see now, the decision what are taken.
It's not been easy, I'll tell you, because the space in what we are operating, the specialty tapes, it's a very what do you call it, risky business, because if you compare the cost of the tape to the end product where it is used, the comparison is just what do you call it, it's you cannot, the cost of the tapes obviously is going to be too low for the cost of the equipment where it is being used, but this is going in all critical applications. So that is one thing, and all our businesses are B2.
See, the Belgaum people are very soft spoken and they help each other. And if you see the industry which has grown in Belgaum, it is grown because of the interest taken by the entrepreneurs. Not because any help is being given to them. It's their own efforts. And Belgaum people are very helpful.
2008, we said it's time for us to go in for an expansion, and with our customer, and we are a part of the Pragati team right now, and which was Pragati Automation Private Limited. They happen to be our parent concern. We did an expansion, and this location what you are seeing right now, almost 2 shops of 30,000 square feet or maybe 10,000 square meters each of manufacturing.
We just had this facility, and without any machines. It was just an open shed when we came here in the year 2011. But then we invested in the machineries, and even in manpower we invested. And luckily for us, we have a very good clientele. The big names in the industries like Cummins, Flowserve control valves, WEG?
Actually, we started our journey in year 1997 with myself, my partner, Shri Sachin Parmach, and one foreman, Mr. Raj Suryoshi. Together, we actually literally commissioned, installed this plant, commissioned it, and started the operations.
Lagodhya Bharati, basically the very vision is primarily to basically foster the growth of MSME sector actually. So when Lagodhya Bharati in Belgaum as well as outside, basically they have various platforms. Such platforms basically they help the entrepreneurs to come together, impart some kind of a right knowledge connected to the particular subjects, and then ensure that there is the right kind of a growth for them actually.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I speak about the video, I wanted to thank all our jury, Dr. Nikhil, Dr. Patil, Dr. Kakanitkar, Dr. Ruchi, Dr. Dev Malia, all our sponsors, Rakesh ji, Mr. Luca Mathiucci, who has come all the way from Delhi, Mr. Uday Narang, and all the people, all the guests who have gathered. What started with a phone call from Bhojraj ji, and initially he wanted Mix Media to do a bit of content for their annual meeting in Bedagavi. We spoke a couple of times. Then we got a nod from Dr. Sachin Sabnis, the president of Bedagavi Karnataka chapter. He said, Dinesh, when you are doing, okay, so if you are doing content, why don't you come and have a couple of days shoot? So I thought it was 3-4 interviews. We initially scheduled 6-7, but when I reached Bedagavi, what I saw entrepreneur spirit, I saw people, I saw passion. And before we present, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sachin Sabnis, Bhojraj ji, Mr. Mahesh Inamdar ji, who has traveled all the way from Bedagavi. I know, Mahesh ji, you are busy. You were busy, and thank you for accepting my invite and coming to Samurai Awards 5th edition. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so before we go to the main award ceremony, there is a special recognition to Samurai of Belagavi and requesting Mr. Dinesh Mishra to do the honors. Okay, so thank you so much. Now we have a guest presenter, Mr. Luca Mathiucci, Managing Director, Marpos India, and our honoree is Mr. Sachin Sabnis, MD Belagavi Forecast Private Limited.
Sometimes.
So all the honorees, right? So thank you so much. And to all the honoree, we would really request you to have few words, 2 minutes of time. Sachin sir, please.
Good evening, everyone. Basically, I would like to thank Dinesh Mishra ji and Mix Media out here for highlighting the entrepreneurial spirit in a place like Belgaum. It's a tier 2 city, just about 100 kilometers from Goa. But the interviews or the video that Dinesh ji just presented out here might speak a lot about what happens in Belgavi and what a place like Belgavi, without much of a support, you might have heard some of the speakers say it, they can do wonders. And as we have been going through this evening, we are trying to speak about the MSMEs and the role the MSMEs are going to play in the growth of this nation or the GDP, whatever we are speaking about, $3.7 trillion economy, or maybe a 5 trillion or a 10 trillion down the line. The major contribution to this economy is going to come out of MSMEs, and the role that MSMEs, the employment generation that they are going to do is going to be huge. And places like Belgavi or Tier 2 cities are going to be the hubs for the future automations, the future manufacturing, the future global manufacturing that's going to happen in India. So thank you once again, Meshmix Media, for this honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Presenting next is our guest presenter, Mr. Rakesh Agarwal, MD and founder, Laser Technologies, and our honoree is Mr. Keith Machado, MD, Orient Hydraulics Private Limited. And a request to all the honorees, once you finish with the awards, the mic is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. I'm short of words. I would like to only thank Meshmix Media and Dinesh Mishra ji, who has put Belgavi on the world map when nobody knew anything about Belgavi. So it was a very small interaction that started in such a big way that we were conducting the National Executive Working Committee of Laghu Udyog Bharati in Belgavi, and that is how we came across Meshmix Media. And Dinesh ji was kind enough and he just flew down to Belgaum, and within 2 days we shot over 17 interviews, some of them extending till late in the night, 10 p.m. And it's all we owe from Belgavi to Meshmix Media and Dinesh Mishra ji for putting us on the world map. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, sir. Our guest presenter for the next award is Mr. Uday Narang, founder and chairman, Omega Seki Mobility, and honoree is Mr. Dayanand Netalkar, MD, Srinivas Induction Hardening.
Namaskar everyone. I thank you, Mr. Mishra ji. In fact, I was not there in Belgaum when he came for the photo shoot, so we had to do something else. So I also thank the Meshmix Media. Thank you so much for coming to Belgaum and having this presentation. As rightly said by Inamdar, you have really put
Belgaum industries in the world map, and we really do a good job in Belgaum. Belgaum being a small city, we really do a good job. In fact, I manufacture crankshafts, and crankshafts, as rightly said, it's the heart of the engine where micron counts, and we supply to most of the OEMs like Mahindra's, John Deere, Tata Motors, and so many. Thank you once again. Bye bye.
The small Belgavi has turned into big with all the efforts, sir. Thank you so much. May I please request our guest presenter, Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, Managing Director, FITT, IIT Delhi, and Andre is Dr. Deepak Dadhoti, MD, Servo Controls, Aerospace and Technologies Private Limited.
Myself Kishan, representing Mr. Deepak from Servo Controls. Because of some scheduled meetings, he couldn't attend. And thanks Mesh Mix Media. Sorry. And I thank Mr. Dinesh also. Thanks for the award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next guest presenter is Dr. Ranjit S. Patil, Head Department of ME BITS Pilani Goa Campus, and our honoree is Mr. Raghunandan Kulkarni, President Hydrometrics. It's Hydromatic, guys. Somebody else to receive the award on his behalf. Some words on Mr. Kulkarni's absence.
Well, the first award I accepted on behalf of Mr. Keith Machado and second on Mr. Kulkarni's name. And I don't know what to talk now because I have to again take my award as well. So let us keep something later. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have our guest presenter. Next is Professor Debamalla Chatterjee, Professor and Head Operations and Supply Chain, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research. Our honoree is Mr. Sridhar Upin, CEO, Postreon Engineering Corporation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm accepting this award on behalf of Positron Engineering's Sridhar Upin is the CEO of this company. In fact, I really like to thank Dinesh Mishra ji and his team. I mean, they have done a really wonderful job about highlighting all the, industrial list of Belgaum. Belgaum is primarily known as an educational hub, but later on,
people can definitely now understand that it's a core hub for hydraulics, crankshaft manufacturing, foundries, and many more. About this part. So thank you, Dinesh Mishra ji and your team. Thank you, Mesh Mix Media. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next guest presenter is Dr. Ruchi Agarwal, Assistant Professor of Strategy Management Development Institute, MDI, Gurgaon, and our honoree is Mr. Balachandra Badan, Executive Director, Jeena Bakul Forge Private Limited. So sir couldn't be there. Thank you so much accepting this award on his behalf. We have our next guest presenter, Dr. Ganesh Kakandikar, Associate Dean, MIT World Peace University. Honoree is Mr. Mahesh Bhirangi, MD, Pragati Engineering, Belgaum Private Limited. Can we have you, sir? It's very kind of you for all the projects without telling us, asking. Thank you so much.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries here. I am Ravindra here. On behalf of our MD sir, Mr. Mahesh Birangi, express our gratitude for the recognition and honoring Pragati Engineering Belgaum. To quote our MD sir, Mesh Mix Media has always been a guiding force in motivating and sharing the great insights of the Indian industry. Mesh Mix Media has also brought the Indian Belgaum industry into on the world map. We once again thank you, Mesh Mix Media. Thank you. Thank you to one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our guest presenter, Mr. Alok Kumar, Director Sales and Marketing, Mesh Mix Media, and honoree Mr. Mahesh Inamdar, MD, Akash Foaming Technology. Finally, sir.
I don't know what to talk now really. Finally I have taken my award. I hope Dinesh ji is putting this tomorrow on all the social media platforms and somebody might really, it might help me कि ये आदमी बहुत अवार्ड जीत चुका है तो पक्का कुछ होगा इसमें. So hopefully it works well for me. I again thank Mesh Mix Media and I thank all my Belgaum members who have not come here, on whose behalf I have been accepting awards. Thank you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next guest presenter is Miss Pankti Agarwal, co-founder Laser Technologies, and our honoree is Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, CEO, Garuda Allied Technologies.
Good evening, everybody. I am Ashish Kulkarni, as you just heard from Garuda Light Technologies. I thank Dinesh Mishra ji and Mix Media for introducing Belgavi and our team in such a beautiful manner. And actually, Belgavi is a very beautiful place. And earlier they used to call Belgavi as a hill station. But now it has developed into a wonderful place for the academia as well as for the industries. And as well as it is a very big medical hub also. So I invite you people to come to Belgavi and experience all the rich resources it has, and meet all the wonderful people which are residing in it. So thank you once again, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next guest presenter is Dr. Arvind Patel, founder Wellgrow India, and our honoree is Mr. Nitin Lange, JMD Gokul Forecast Private Limited.
Thank you, Meshmik Media, for the award and all the wonderful, work what they have done towards the Belgavi people. Once again, thank you, Meshmik Media. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next guest presenter is Ms. Preeti Mishra, Managing Director, Mix Media, and our honoree is Mr. Arvind Meligeri, Chairman and CEO, Equus.
Once again, I am receiving this award on behalf of Mr. Meligeri. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This was Samurai of Belgavi honoree, and the achievements definitely inspire all of us here. So we look forward to some amazing work from you people and hope this contribution in the industry keeps Belgavi on the high charts and as well as grow along with the country. So now we go to our main Samurai Award ceremony, and yes, to all the few ladies we have in the house, thank you so much for being here, and all the handsome looking gentlemen. So it's time that we have arrived at the main event, the Samurai ceremony of Samurai Award ceremony, and this moment we have actually all been waiting for. So let me first invite the jury members on stage. Dr. Ranjit S. Patil, Head Department of ME, BITS Pilani, Goa Campus. Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, Managing Director, FITT, IIT Delhi. Professor Debmalya Chatterjee, Professor in Head Operations and Supply Chain, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research. Dr. Ganesh Kakandikar, Associate Dean, MIT World Peace University. Dr. Ruchi Agarwal, Assistant Professor of Strategy, Management Development Institute, Gurgaon. We really thank you as you've been helping us presenting this awards now. Can we please have Mr. Luca Matici, MD, Marpos India, to present certifications to our juries. Dr. Ranjit Patil. A token of appreciation to Dr. Nikhil Agarwal. We really thank you, sir, Professor Debmalya Chatterjee.
With Google Workspace, you can create a Gmail account with your own domain and branding.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Ganesh Kakandikar. And to Dr. Ruchi Agarwal. Thank you so much. Please. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, so I teach strategy and risk management, and I have a feedback to all manufacturing firm. My doctoral student and I keep on studying lot of SMEs and startups, and we found that SMEs are not focusing on strategy and risk management. Also, this is a challenge in scaling up operations. We also find that they focus too much on resources instead of building capabilities. So perhaps that is a new idea you can adopt. You have to change your thought process to take these SMEs to global level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now we head to the main Samurai Awards 2024. In the supply chain MSME Digital Samurai, presented by Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, Managing Director, FITT IIT Delhi. That's it, right? Yes, ma'am? Yes. Okay, ma'am. Yes, said. Okay. So who's presenting? Okay, so just 2 minutes here, just waiting for the list. Dinesh, so we need you here. Okay. Why results have to be so complicated always? सबर थोड़ा सा फल मीठा ही होगा.
Okay, the first award for this evening is a Digital Samurai Award. This is a new category we introduced around 2 years back, particularly the companies which are innovating in digital space and using digital technologies to improve their manufacturing. And I'm proud to present this award to Uno Express. Uno Express for Digital Samurai Award 2024.
so much, sir. Our next award is Productivity Samurai. May I please call upon Dr. Ruchi Agarwal, Assistant Professor of Strategy, MDI Gurgaon.
The award for supply chain MSME productivity goes to Uno Express.
Okay, our service samurai in the category of supply chain, may I please request Dr. Ranjit S. Patil, Head Department of ME BITS Pilani Goa campus to be here.
Service samurai, no? This is XRE. So I'm presenting the award to, the Service Samurai Award to XRE Consultants Private Limited. XRE Consultant. Service Samurai Award.
Yes, please.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Meshmix Media, Dinesh Bhai, Preeti ma'am, for giving this opportunity to represent XRE consultants in this prestigious award, which is continuously going from last 5 years. And I am really a fan of Meshmix Media, what you guys are doing to uplift the supply chain and the industrial or the manufacturing industries in the country. First of all, I would like to tell you about myself. I am Zafir Ahmed and I am the co-founder and the managing director for Industrial and Warehousing Services at XRE Consultants. We are a very new company. We have just found out in the year 2021, end of 21. We are just 3 years old organization. But the intention of finding this company was very different. You know, there are a lot of consultants, supply chain consultants, or you can say the real estate consultants, which is out there in the market in all corners of Indian cities or the you can say all places. But at the same time, how we are different, why we are different, makes us the XRE consultants. So definitely we have find out the problem in the market and we have got the solution for that. Generally, the normal real estate consultants are, just giving you the space. They don't tell you how to manage those particular space, right? So we at XRE Consultant has launched the service of supply chain consulting at the same time where we are doing the real estate consulting also. We tell you how to optimize your space. We are into the geolocation, how to find out the geolocation, how to automate your space, how to integrate your supply chain into the particular new warehouse. We are working with all kind of brands like Amazon, Flipkart of the world, and the all kind of 3PL companies which is out there in the market like DHL, UCL Logistics, some kind of Japanese and Korean companies also. So what we advise them to, if they are taking a space, they are keeping the goods on the floor only. We advise them to go for the multi-level racking, go for the automation, use the restructs and all those things so that they can optimize the space. I'll give you a very small example. I was hearing in the panel that, the women empowerment and equal opportunity should be given to the women. I'm sorry to say, but in Indian supply chain industry, this has been lacking from many years. I'll just give you an example. We have recently concluded a transaction or finished a kind of assignment with the well-known brand Colgate. They wanted to have a complete women-operated warehouse in North India, which is first of its kind. There is no warehouse which is 100% operated by women in India, and we have to find out that warehouse very strategically, considering all the kinds of constraints which is there in this kind of industry. The warehouses are far away from the cities, its reachability, its approachability is very difficult. So we have been able to successfully conclude that assignment with a company, with a developer called Horizon Logistics Park. And we have found out the place where actually women can be employed, and the full warehouse has been operated by women as of now. So this is how we are making the difference in this particular domain. So thank you so much again, Meshmix Media, for honoring this to XRE Consultants. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next award in the supply chain category MSME section is Startup Samurai. May I please request Dr. Ganesh Kakandikar, Associate Dean, MIT World Peace University, Pune, to do the honors.
Under MSME in supply chain, the Startup Samurai Award goes to Ruzen Energy Private Limited. Ruzen Energy Private Limited.
Thank you so much, sir. So our next award in the supply chain MSME category, Sustainability Samurai. May I please request Professor Debmalli Chatterjee, Professor and Head Operations and Supply Chain, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, to do the honors.
In this category, this award goes to Uno Express. Congrats.
Thank you so much for the applauses. थोड़ा सा अगर जोर से आवाज आती है ना तो थोड़ी उम्मीदें और हौसले बढ़ जाते हैं. Thank you.
want to say, Uno Express is, we quietly at OSM have been building, hello? Yeah. We've been building, green energy sustainability products for, hello? Yeah. It seems to keep going. So we've been building green energy sustainability projects, all across the country. And Express has unofficially been the largest logistic company. I think.
Sir, please.
Sorry.
We are sorry.
So sorry about that. And I think what's most important is we've got logistics that creates almost 40% of the pollution in this country. We are going to make a dent into that. We're working on that on 3-wheelers, 2-wheelers. We're coming up with 4-wheelers, multiple other products, and really proud to say this award goes out to all the riders, the captains, all of the people that are working on the front lines. I see all these startups where the founders are making billions, but I think it's those riders, it's those drivers that need to be paid more. They need to be looked after more. And one more thank you to Kishan-san, who runs Uno Express for me. This is all out for all of you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Our next award in the supply chain MSME category, may I please request Mr. Sachin Sabnis, MD Belgaum Forecast Private Limited, to do the honors. It's the category Shogun Samurai, and there we go.
The award under MSME in supply chain, and the category is Shogun Samurai. And the award goes to Jay Deepak Shah, CEO and MD, Jay Wood Industries.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you, jury, for giving me this prestigious award. And a special thank you to my family, my wife, my mother, who, because of their support, I am here where I am. And thank you, Dinesh Mishra, for this wonderful event.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, we go to our next category, which is Supply Chain Large Enterprise. And the first category is Innovation Samurai. May I please request Mr. Luca Mattiucci, Managing Director, Marpos India, to please be on the stage.
Tata Big Basket Innovation Team.
Innovation Samurai goes to Congratulations, people. And round of applause, please. Few words from you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Meshmix India and Mr. Dinesh for this award for recognizing the hardware part of Big Basket. So all e-commerce companies are usually, the focus is on the software team. So we three are the hardware people inside Big Basket. So thanks for that recognition. And just a small thing, that panel which you had discussed IoT connectivity, preventive maintenance and data collections from machines. We have over 3,300 BB instant machines all over India. Every machine is IoT connected to the cloud. All preventive maintenance, data collection and diagnostics, everything is done IoT for the past 6 years. So thank you.
It's great. Thank you so much. Our next award in supply chain large enterprise category productivity samurai. May I please request Hardik Someshwar to please be on the stage from Collins Aerospace.
Next award is for Productivity Samurai and Supply Chain Large Enterprise. And the winner is Ace Designers Limited, Machining Center Division. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Our next award in supply chain large enterprise category is Sustainability Samurai. May I please request Mr. Zafar Ahmed, co-founder, X-Ray Consultant, to be on stage.
The Sustainability Samurai Award goes to Century Ply.
Sir, a few words from you.
Good evening, all. Thanks to Mr. Dinesh Mishra and the Meshmix Media for this award. While we are into plywood business and we are talking about sustainability, I think someone can say dare to say sustainability and the plywood industry. Just to ensure that and to give a message that we are using every square feet of our raw materials, which is wood, from plantations and its legally purchased products. And in multiple forums we are talking about sustainability. We are ensuring that we are planting as maximum tree as possible. and I'll request the dignitaries over here to talk about sustainability and ensure that we keep our earth greener every day. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, sir. In our supply chain large enterprise category, our next category is Shogun Samurai. May I please request Mr. Rakesh Agarwal, MD and founder, Laser Technologies, to do the honors.
For supply chain large enterprise, Shogun Samurai Award goes to this is proudly presented to Dhritiman Chakraborty, Director Operation Ingram Micro.
Yeah, first of all, thank you to Meshmix Media and Mr. Dinesh Mishra for this award, and thank you to the jury members for selecting me. So I represent Ingram Micro, which is a global IT distributor. So here I see a lot of MSME sector, entrepreneurs are there. So in case you have any IT need, so we provide end-to-end IT service and solutions. So you can get in touch with me in case you have any IT requirement. Thank you so much.
Great. That's called right networking. Thank you so much, sir. Next category is manufacturing MSME, and the first category, the subcategory is Digital Samurai, presented by, may I please request Dr. Arvind Patel, founder and MD, Valgro India Limited.
This award goes to M2 Next Solution Private Limited.
We have this special announcement in the manufacturing large enterprise, and that's Innovation Samurai. May I please request Mr. Uday Narang, founder and chairman, Omega Seki Mobility, to please be on stage.
Manufacturing, large enterprise, innovation, samurai. And the winner is This is a great company, Volvo Construction Equipment. Give a big round of hand for the winner, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, we come back to our manufacturing MSME category back. And this is now Innovation Samurai. May I please request Mr. Bhojraj ji, Secretary, Lagu Udyog Bharti, to be on stage, please. So this is Innovation Samurai, Manufacturing MSME. Manufacturing MSME, Innovation Samurai.
Hello everyone. This award is for Manufacturing MSME category, Innovation Samurai Award.
Yes, inside.
Nano bubble. This award goes to Nico Nano Bubble India Co.
Please read back.
All right. I'll not take this long because I know all of us are hungry and we want to get over with this. But I would really like to thank the Meshmix media team and Dineshji for helping us apply in this award. The jury has already been through our application. We are the company that makes nano bubbles. So I'll just give you a very brief about our company and what we do. So we are a company that focuses on nanotechnology. And what we do is we make bubbles not come out of liquid. So if you see a bubble that comes out of liquid, that's not what we do. We make the bubble stay in water for a longer period of time. And when we do that, there are a lot of benefits out of it. So, and also I would like to also tell you that we are the only company in India that has partnered in nanotechnology with the University of Oxford, putting India on global map for nanotechnology, and have won a state award also from Bangalore for our nanotechnology innovation. Very soon you'll be seeing a beverage item by the name of Iota Water that we're going to launch in the market next year, and that's only going to be all about oxygen rich nanobubble water, which has more than trillions of nanobubbles, which is proven by research by University of Oxford. And that's going to give a lot of tremendous short-term and long-term benefits to the human body. So do have a look at that and check out the product. Thank you, everyone.
We'll patiently wait for an year, sir. Thank you so much. Our next category is in manufacturing MSME is Productivity Samurai. May I please request our presenter, Preeti Mishra, Managing Director, Meshmix Media.
The award for Productivity Samurai under MSME in Manufacturing goes to Pragati Engineering Belgaum Private Limited.
Round of applause, please. कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा इधर. Thank you, everyone. Few words. If you want to use this.
Yes. Hello, good evening all. We, on behalf of Pragati Belgaum, express our heartfelt gratitude to team Matchmix and my entire Pragati team. So it was indeed a remarkable journey with team industry Samurai Awards since 2021, who have continuously motivated our team by recognizing and honoring us. The journey is started, and this is one of the benchmark or milestone what we have achieved, and definitely I am confident that my team at Pragati is ready to put their heart and soul to accept the future challenges and give their best. Thank you once again to the team of Pragati and to team of Matchmix Media. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next award is in the MSME manufacturing category is Service Samurai. May I please request Luca Mattucci, Managing Director, Marpos India, to be on the stage, please.
Manufacturing MSME Service Samurai Award goes to Adya Etik. Congratulations. Big round of applause.